I will say this: no character here should know my character, with maybe the exception of Claire.
No character here should know my character.
You're the DM. Don't have a character.
Well, yeah, you're also from.
That's what you think.
Wait, what is the? You're also from Derma, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But a different city, I think.
Yes. My character used to be a nun, or whatever would be the rough equivalent thereof. So.
I mean, my character only recently joined the church, so it makes sense that.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You went and.
Oh, I know your character's backstory.
Yeah. Okay.
As long as it's the same.
So, but why are you here?
Who?
You.
Mayra? We already talked about this last session.
I know, and that was 2 weeks ago.
And also, not
Please
everyone
tell
was
me
there.
now.
It's very simple. My character's boyfriend was a dick.
I see
her.
that. I know that part, but why are you here for the Call of Heroes?
Well, once again, there wasn't a lot going on there. She knows about this area because apparently it's a thing that's known, right? So she has no ties there, once again, because said boyfriend's a dick, and left. It's pretty simple.
Imagine that. All right. You came here. You don't need to do any prep, do you? Do you need to do anything with a week of downtime? Everyone gets a week of downtime.
I'm proficient in crafting, and I know I like stuff with healing, but I'm not going to fuck with that right now.
Well, everyone gets a week of downtime before we start. I'm just going to say that.
I could probably make maybe a potion of healing. I got to double check the rules. But
I work in the bar, so I'd probably just try to earn some income.
You need to know alchemical crafting to be able to craft the elixir of life.
Okay.
Lesser.
They don't have that feat yet that lets me bypass that, by the way. There's a feat that lets you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a feat that lets you do everything.
Well, it's called picking up alchemical crafting.
No, there's a feat that lets you bypass that part for making healing potions. Specifically.
Oh, specifically.
It lets you substitute nature for crafting.
Oh, yeah. I like how the alchemist Tyrion can substitute their medicine checks for...
What did you call it? It's just
whatever.
surgeon.
You know what?
Can everyone?
They shouldn't be starting with CH.
Can everyone, as you're explaining your backstory, if it's not in your notes, put it in your notes?
Hey, I described the freckle pattern on my character.
Listen, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everyone.
I know if she has a mole in her left butt cheek or not.
Does Chadley know?
Chadley's not here.
Chadley would be the boyfriend.
So
would be the boyfriend.
Chadley would be that beta male that just could never get in.
Hence the wannabe boyfriend. Sorry.
Hey, baby, you should leave that asshole and come with me, because I'll treat you right and please love me.
So you, Andrew,
Yep.
your clan of goblins lives in the woods to the south, right, or whatever the hell.
So we kind of reworked that earlier in the week, remember? So that I'm just...
Yeah, he's just a goblin that lives in town and works for that saucy bitch.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm just a goblin that lives in town in a tenement upstairs from the bar. I work at the bar, and I get a little too involved in some of the bar fights in this dive bar.
You know what? I got a good thing.
What's that?
My character's been here for, let's say, like a week or so. Not a defined length of time, between 8 and 5 days. Let's just say me and Yig have developed not a friendship, but maybe like a good conversational rapport.
Okay. You're staying at the bar and eating.
Well, we're live.
Oh. I don't like SpongeBob. Controversial take.
All right, and that's the end of today's stream. Thanks, guys.
So long. Thanks for all the fish.
I appreciate you waiting for that. All right, so welcome to the first session of the Age of Ashes adventure path. This is going to be level 1 to 20, and we're going to do it in, I don't know who knows how many chunks. We'll figure it out as we go. It depends on how long it takes us to do this one. I think it's going to take 4 sessions for this.
But it is also a
which
completely new
means-
system, so we have a lot of learning to do.
Yeah. So I would point that out before we start that this is Pathfinder 2, which is if it were Pathfinder 1, I would be much more familiar. But this is Pathfinder 2, so none of us have any idea what the hell we're doing. I'm gonna be your DM for this journey. I've read the story for the overarching thing, and it sounds pretty cool. So hopefully it's a fun time. Why don't each of you? Well, actually, I'll give a little bit of a background about Breach Hill and stuff, and then I'll have each of you intro your characters for Fear.
Yep.
For
So-
fear?
Yeah, Fear, our viewer.
Okay.
Located in the foothills, so Breach Hill. That's the map that we're looking at. I'm assuming on stream. Yep, Breach Hill. Yep, I see it. So, welcome to Breach Hill, everyone.
Whoa.
So located in the where's the there's a pretty picture. Where is it? That's not it. That's not the pretty picture. Never mind. Screw it. I don't care. All right. So located in the foothills of the Five King Mountains in eastern Isger. You don't have any context for that, but play along.
Scotland. Like the
You
country.
go find a place called Isger, and then you go east. That's where you'll find it.
Yeah, it's
Well, no, you don't want to go east of Isger because we're in Isger.
It's in eastern Isger. I'm gonna link.
If you want to go
Galarian and
east of
circle it.
place, you go east of Chelix.
That's accurate, actually.
Right. So we're in a place called Breach Hill.
You're in a place called Breach Hill. Here is a map of Galarian.
Here's the map I'm looking for.
That's
So
not the
we-
right one.
We
Sorry.
are. So this is the overall map. We are somewhere in. Here's Isger. So we're, I think, around here.
Yeah,
mean-
yeah, exactly. We're so in Isger. Do you see where it says Five King Mountains over there in Druma?
I must be looking at the wrong map.
It's
I think
Galarian 00. It's the last
okay.
thing I linked.
Isger. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna circle where I roughly feel like you are on here. Though this map doesn't exactly line up with the map in the reference manual, so there's like 3 conflicting maps that are slightly different. So just, bear with me. I'm doing what I can. You're like kind of in here-ish. Or like,
It's all good, man. We'll
yeah.
figure it out.
That's basically the journey.
It's your Galarian. You do what you want.
You're like
might-
you're
I
like
might have taken-
there-ish. Like right in
Yeah, that's probably about right, actually.
Yeah, good enough.
like right here somewhere. You're in the foothills of the Five King Mountains, but in Isger, which doesn't make sense. So don't worry about it. I didn't write this.
Right. moving on.
Oh yeah, I guess. Okay.
Breach Hill is a thriving town of about 1,300 inhabitants. Most are humans, although there are notable populations of dwarves, half-elves, gnomes, and gnomes here as well. The town predates its most notable landmark, which sits about 1 mile to the northeast, high on low-rising Hell Knight Hill, Citadel Altarian, in the foreboding but now abandoned fortress that was once the home of the Hell Knight Order of the Nail. In years past, Breach Hill gladly served as a supply source for the Hell Knights, who commended the well-ordered peace the town enjoyed. But 8 years ago, when the Order of the Nail fully retreated from Citadel Altarian in favor of the Order's new home in Varizia, Breach Hill's inhabitants simply shrugged, continuing the agriculture, crafting, and bartering that has always sustained them. Now common wisdom generally recommends avoiding the Citadel, which serves as an isolated haven for peaceful groups that don't want to be disturbed, but is also rumored to be overrun with dangerous monsters. So the PC's reasons, so everyone's reasons for being here are going to be a little different, and we'll go over those in a second. But basically, Breach Hill's local government has a long history of like hiring adventurers to tackle its residents' challenges that are, outside of like a normal town guard right? So an example is like a merchant whose expected shipment of goods hasn't yet arrived, right? Or like a shepherd whose herd of goats just vanished mysteriously, that kind of stuff, right? So those are the kind of tasks that they hire people for. um they have a monthly meeting called a call for heroes. They're distinct from their normal meetings. They happen once a month, and they kind of separated out where townspeople can come and present their problems, and then the council decides whether to spend their money on it. um for anyone wondering why would they do this? Spending public money on hiring adventurers to help the townspeople seems to serve several purposes. This is known specifically to Yig and Gork. Actually, can I get a society roll from you, Tyler? Okay, and also Tyler. So Mayara, is that how you say it? Mayra?
Mera.
Mera. All right, so Mera has also this knowledge. So like you've spent time thinking about this, right? And you kind of know the logic behind it is that if they first of all, it gives the townspeople an official and fully funded way to seek help when they don't have any other options. And second, it allows salaried town guards to focus on normal crime and mundane threats. Third, it provides experience to local adventurers and allows the council to vet out of town heroes whose presence and talents the council considers boons to the populace. Harking back to the hero Lamond Breachton, Breach Hill's original patron who saved the town's founders. Now, you're going to know some more stuff about that. I'll give you a little info about Mr. Lamond there in a second. But yeah, so they hold this once a month, like I said. All residents are allowed to make an address to the council. They then discuss the petition and make a vote on whether to spend public funds on it. For things that are approved, and most of the one or two that they get are, they open the floor to any adventurers in attendance to tackle the challenge. Generally, heroes who are looking for work or trying to get a good start, tend to seek out Breach Hill for this reason, which brings money in. There's a lot of benefits here, obviously, right? You draw in the adventurers.
Yeah.
So let's see. So, some info for you guys. Since they've been holding these for a long time, a lot of traditions have built up. So many adventurers who plan to lobby out for jobs tend to meet up and like hang out at Wizard's Grace, which is a popular nearby tavern before the proceedings begin. Some hold traditional toasts for good fortune, some schmooze with townsfolk in hopes of being hired, and some seek to scope out other adventurers. That's like what they have written. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can do whatever you want. It's really up to you. Do you not have editor privileges?
No, all I have is the stream key.
F. Newest isn't even on his stream. All right. So, what is everyone doing in Breach Hill? Who are you? Give the audience a little knowledge about your character. Let's start with Yig.
Okay. My name is Yig. I am a goblin sorcerer. I'm local to the town. I work at the Pickled Ear, which is a rough and rowdy dive bar. I normally wouldn't have really thought to go out and join the Call for Heroes, but my character tends to enjoy and or instigate the fights that start in the bar a little too often, and the guards are getting annoyed. So they encouraged me, let's say, to go join this call for heroes so I can have a better outlet. So I'm gonna go try to take up adventuring. That way, if I want to, go fight something, pick a fight, it's not going to be, destroying property in the middle of a bar. I'm a bartender there. I work there.
All right. Now, to follow up on what I said about the characters that would have that knowledge, since you're one of them, this is the little bit of extra little bit, right? So
Yeah.
the town's about 170 years old.
Okay.
Now, it existing is a little weird to everyone who rolled above the required DC. Because you know that like everyone who lived here during the original founding was like kind of just in the wilderness one day with amnesia.
Huh.
It was like 50 people, right? And this dude, Lamond Breachton, this wizard returning from some like grand adventure or whatever, showed up and like kind of decided to take pity on these people and help them figure out how to like, have a town and everything. And he chilled for like a year, helped them get set up, and then just vanished.
So kind of like a reverse Jamestown.
Well, I was gonna say, isn't that
Yeah.
like Roanoke? Isn't that?
Yeah,
Roanoke,
Roanoke.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking of.
that's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah, he's right. It's kind of like a reverse Roanoke. Yeah.
Somebody has Croatoan cards.
So like they've got like a statue of this dude in the middle of the town, and a lot of the so there's about 1,300 people that live there, and most of them are human. So I would say like 50% are probably human overall, or 55-60%. And a lot of them trace their ancestry back to those original settlers, and the people who were here when Lamond Breachton was here. Now that he helped them. So Yig especially knows this, which is that he helped them make their constitution and everything. So the town history, where is it? Sorry, let me find the exact thing because I don't want to give you wrong info here. Oh yeah, so like your town's councilors have like 2-year cycles, and they're elected from the general populace. There's no like parties or any like, it's not, it's nothing like that.
Okay.
It's just a general vote of like who's gonna help like make decisions on what to spend money on and stuff. It's kind of like an anarcho-capitalist society because it's D&D, which is basically the Wild West. So
Yep.
It's not D&D.
Minus the fact that they're also part of a tribute ship related to a clearly lawful evil empire.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that kind of defies the anarcho-capitalist aspect, but
Isgir is a vassal
on a local level.
On a local level, it's almost communistic, actually. With
I guess that's true.
With popular.
Wait, no, because they don't redistribute wealth.
Fair.
I mean, do the adventurers who they hire.
Here's a better question: do we really know what the town does with its money?
I do.
Do we care?
I mean,
No.
do we care?
No, absolutely not.
Before we get off into the weeds.
No, but anyway, so very little's known about this dude that showed up and taught them how to do things. But you do know that he helped them do stuff. Yeah, whatever. Some other backstory for people, again, because I forgot I wanted to do this before we get too deep into the character specifics, is I wanted to explain what a Hell Knight is for the class.
Because there was the Hell Knight whatever nearby.
Hell Knight Hill.
Hell Knight
Yeah,
Hill.
the literal
the
title of this
set up.
This exact module called Hell Knight Hill. Spoilers. All right, let me see. Where the hell are the Hell Knights?
Gone. They left. Remember?
Yeah, but you still know what one is.
I know.
They call them in Canada HE double hockey stick.
No.
You
I prefer
Ah, here we go.
I prefer the Saban dub, where they're the Home for Infinite Loser Knights.
Right. So Hell Knights.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's kind of hard to find stuff sometimes in this.
It's all good.
Yeah, I guess to be fair to Dark Fox, this is a totally new system for all of us, pretty much. So sorry if we're a little bit slow at the start. It's going to take some getting used to after.
Yeah, he's also not
D&D.
DM before, so learning all the DM controls.
And he's not played Fantasy Grounds as a DM either. And also, since Dark Fox is still looking stuff up, he also talked about doing like mini sessions where if people are doing stuff during their downtime, we might like do a short stream where we show what we're doing during the downtime, or have like mini adventures. I don't know. It's something we've talked about.
There's definitely like a thing about the Hell Knights somewhere in this book, and I can't find it.
Have you tried
Table
Google?
of contents. Yeah, I'm just gonna Google it. I
Probably
wanted to
not.
actually read it from the book, but hey Google, Hell Knights Pathfinder 2. The Hell Knights are a collection of knightly orders with a unique focus on the promulgation of law. Sorry. They are interested less in the social goodness and charity typical of paladins, but rather in the foundation and stringent maintenance of order at all costs. In their iron-handed exaction of law, specifically the laws of their various orders and their home country of Cheliax, Hell Knights emulate the organized and effective armies of Hell. They are not concerned with morality or methods, only results. If people cannot be trusted to obey the law out of their own senses of civility and social righteousness, Hell Knights provide the need to obey out of fear of a master's stern hand. So that's like a general idea of like, you know, what a Hell Knight is. Now the Hell Knights that were here were the Order of the Nail, who are, I believe, like the most savage or whatever or something.
So basically, the judges.
Or no, not the most savage. They are specifically targeting savage practices. Excuse me. They're the ones that bring civilization to people.
Are you sure you didn't mean they were celiacs?
Potentially. Define that word. That's one I'm not sure in this context.
They can't eat gluten? Well, you said like celiacs or whatever.
Cheliacs. Oh yeah, celiacs. Okay.
No, that means that they can't eat chilies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh.
basically it sounds like they're the judges from Judge Dredd.
Yes. Yes. Hell Knights are basically Dread bros, except more brutal.
I mean, to become a Hell Knight, you have to kill a devil.
Yeah.
One on
You're
one.
kind of a fucking baller. You can't be a Hell Knight until you're like level 6, I think. But any of you, I believe, can't. No, you have to be from Cheliax, I think, or
Yeah, you have to
I
be
don't know.
Hell Knight.
You might
You
not.
have to be from this region to be able to pick up that background.
Not important right now.
It's not.
Not background, yeah.
So anyway, now that I've given you all of that little extra bit of backstory, all of you can yeah, it's kind of like collectivism, by the way. Why don't you continue, Cork?
Okay.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am a hobgoblin alchemist. I come from the region of Obrick, which is a hobgoblin kingdom that was recently founded. As in this world, hobgoblins are also all kind of pressed into the military service, just as part of their culture. So after that campaign, I decided to head to Breach Hill because I had heard of an ancestor of mine that had once lived here, and I wanted to try and make a name for myself here as opposed to being in the military in Oprick.
What was the ancestor's name? Putting you
I
on
don't
the
know.
spot.
I don't have one yet.
Steve.
Make one up. All right. I'll give you a few minutes.
His ancestor was named Krog.
Sure.
Krog. Okay.
It's
How long
better than
ago
what
was
than when I
this?
was born. It would have maybe like 100 years ago, just to
Okay.
give some time in between.
Fair. All right.
Because hobgoblins live about 70 years, and they mature really quick.
All right.
Goblins even more so. I'm only 8 years old.
And I think I might.
Mayra.
Mayra.
Mayra. Literally.
Mayra. Mayra. What you doing here?
Well, keep things simple. I used to be a religious devotee to Abadar, which is the god of general cultivation, civilization, etc. But something happened to make her less inclined to such beliefs, and then she headed off into the wilderness. Things happened, got complicated. But she still adheres to certain aspects of her newfound beliefs in the natural order of things, and came to the town of Breach Hill because she heard there was an opportunity for her to basically not sit around and be lazy.
Yeah, that seems fair, especially considering your society role. So who hasn't gone? Oh yeah, Cameras. What's Cameras doing here?
He's a dog. He's my best
Okay. He's your best friend, all right. How old is Cameras?
He's 2.5.
Okay. Is
he a
Cameras a
good
good boy?
He is a good boy. He avoids chocolates and grape,
Fantastic.
but he loves bacon.
I mean,
Alright.
who doesn't?
Yeah, well. I don't eat pork, and even I eat bacon. I just don't eat any other kind of pork. Who haven't I gotten to? Oh, Mecca?
That's
Claire?
not my character's name.
Claire.
So my character's Claire. She is a half-elf cleric, and she's from the Shining Kingdoms, which is the continent? No, not continent. The country just to the east of Breach Hill, whatever the Celiacs.
That's to the west. To the east is
No, the Shining
Aberon.
Kingdom's to the east.
Yeah, and Cheliax is to the west.
But
He
we're
said
in
the Shining
Celiax.
Kingdom. He said the
sorry,
Shining
I'm-
Kingdom. Yeah.
Here.
I think I just misheard him.
There's
Blame it
no.
on your dyslexia.
Well, yeah. So I was from Shining Kingdoms, and then Breach Hill is somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, yeah, okay, wait. That's perfect, actually. On the map you're looking at, Breach Hill, I'm going to mark it on that map. Beautiful.
I don't see it.
I also.
You know
don't
what?
see it.
I haven't done it yet.
Well, you said beautiful, so I assumed you'd done it.
Right?
You're
Yeah.
like,
I have to agree with everyone else. I don't see what you did.
you're like,
I still don't see anything. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Hey, that actually makes it look like it's in foothills.
that's the point.
I know. Oops.
All right.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And I would have come from like up there, so
I guess I took a boat from McCready.
Probably.
Yes,
That's
I was
fair.
from right here.
but then you'd have to then cross the mountains there.
I have a dog. I'm good.
Anyway, so I was born to a wealthy like merchant family in the Shining Kingdoms, but then I started to get involved with with drugs, like selling and dealing drugs, and I was not mortally wounded, but seriously injured in like a deal gone badly. But then I was there was a healer who treated my wounds, and they introduced me to the deity known as Ragathiel, and taught them and they taught me how they could change my life and save me. And so that basically made me turn my life around and devote my life to this new deity. And I became a cleric and basically just wanted to spread the word of this deity to everyone who didn't know their name. And that's why I came to Breach Hill to tell everyone about this, about Ragathiel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And you figure going to the call for heroes is a good way to spread the word, make a name for yourself, and thereby
Yeah, like show what
Yeah.
the what this deity can help me do and prove its worth.
makes sense. All right. Cool. So you joined a cult. All right.
Correct. That is actually the accurate definition.
Oh yeah, and this is where Mitchell's from.
Oprah?
That's what that looks like. That's who he was talking about. That whatever her face is.
Oh crap.
The
Hobgoblin.
hobgoblin like leader. I don't think she's
Yeah.
a queen, but like
Empress. Let's.
We'll go with Empress.
also not quite accurate because I think more militaristic, but like
Commander.
So,
Whatever.
this is a picture of this is the town that Claire comes from.
Oprak? What? No.
Oprah is
No,
where
that was
I'm
just like a
from.
picture from in the like fucking throne room thing. It was just a flavor picture. All right, so
General.
each of you wakes up. You traveled here. You got about a week of downtime to hang out in the town, or
Did we miss
what
someone?
have you. No,
Did
I don't think we missed anyone.
Yig?
Nubis isn't here.
Well, yeah, I know, but did Yig?
Uh huh.
Yig was first.
Early
Yig,
first.
Yig,
Oh, okay.
Yig went, and then we got more background,
Right.
and then I went.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Recap:
kind of-
I work at the bar.
Brought
I
that up.
get a little too involved in the bar fights, so the guard's asking me to, hey, why don't you go find a better outlet with this call to heroes, being an adventurer, rather than staying here and making our job harder.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
So, what I would like is for all of you to tell me what your day is going to look like. So, the call to heroes is going to be at noon. When do all of you wake up? What do you do? Walk me through how you're going to get where
My
you're going.
character will go through town and spend up to 1 gold ensuring that all the children in town get sweets.
That's a lot of children.
Is that the
Mhm.
cheese for this campaign?
No.
All right.
So I'm gonna probably wake up early in the morning to get started, and I'm gonna make a couple of use my infused regions just to prepare for the day and make a couple of alchemist fires and thunderstones.
How much money does a single candy cost?
That's a great question.
Probably
It's-
a copper.
It's
This is when you get into the fancy finagliness of a medieval economy. I'll see if candy's even listed of some sort.
work on that for me while Mitchell tells me what he's doing. Go ahead.
I prepare for bombs, just
All right.
as part of my like daily routine.
Yeah.
And then, so it's right. I'll get some breakfast over at the Pickle Deer and kind of mill around there until it's time for the Call of Heroes.
All right. So at the what else is everyone else doing? I assume that Andrew, you're working
Yeah,
at the Pickle Ear.
At a bar?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a bartender at the Pickle Deer.
In the morning?
So,
Well,
what do you have for breakfast, Mitchell?
server, I'm getting
Because
you guys.
he's
some-
gonna be getting you breakfast. First of all. Second of all, I think Tyler is also there. Mayra. So
I like to think that because I was working the evening shift, I probably didn't get up quite early enough to feed the early birds, but I was down there by like 7-ish.
so let's assume that you guys are eating there. What do you guys have for breakfast?
Well,
What do they have?
What's
Well,
for
first
offered?
of all,
breakfast?
actually, Yig, how
What-
do you
what-
greet your customers? You know, you're familiar with Tyler's character, and I would assume you're also familiar with Mitchell's character because they've both been in town for a minute.
Hey, good to see you again. We're gonna get you.
well,
How much would you say a piece of candy weighs?
About a gram.
No, more than that.
Depends on the candy.
Okay, hold on. I got my bag of Sour Patch Kids here.
Yeah, what does it say? Figure out what's the serving size, and how much does that?
It's not about the serving
Well,
size.
well,
What the
there-
kids get is
there's-
what they get, and they can't complain.
There's 1,400 calories in this bag. And the serving size is 12 pieces.
How many servings per bag?
Oh, I'm working with that. 80 grams or something. 30 grams. I tore it at the wrong spot. Maybe 30. 30 grams. Okay, so I'll work with that. I'll tell you how much a piece of candy is for a child.
I just want to know because there's 1,300 people in this town, so that's a lot of children.
Well, my character's not going to walk around the whole town. Probably just within a
As
mile.
many kids as you can find.
Each child gets exactly one Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay,
Probably,
alright,
which is probably a lot for the Middle Ages. To be
Alright.
fair.
So Tyler, you need to do your breakfast order. Well, Mitchell needs to do his breakfast order. You interrupted him.
First off,
actually.
my character is trained in survival. My character doesn't need to order breakfast.
Oh, so you're not eating breakfast at the Pickle Deer?
No, let's cook something on the street. Possibly
Okay.
something.
All right, have fun. We'll do that in a minute. So Mitchell, why don't you have your breakfast order?
well, what's on the menu today?
Usual breakfast stuff. Eggs, bacon, meat, beer.
I'm sorry, did you say meat twice?
Meat and mead.
Oh,
Meat.
Well, I'll have some meat and mead.
You also Andrew have a
And a pot of coffee.
cheaper option of just having like a very weak ale, like a watered down ale, and like
Okay,
a loaf
so
of bread and cheese.
Yeah,
one serving costs half a copper.
Okay, one serving costs half a copper,
Yes.
and you're spending a gold. So how many servings is that?
200.
Okay, so you have 200 servings to give out. There you go.
Funny kids.
Yeah, we also have
Yeah, they're my kids.
bread,
Yeah.
cheese, breakfast beer.
Oh, actually, my
Oh.
character will buy one thing from the tavern if it has it.
Breakfast.
Which is
The equivalent of a London fog.
the pickled ear. Yig has never heard of this.
It's tea with hot milk.
If you want that, you're probably gonna actually want
They have tea.
the Wizard's Grace.
yeah, 'cause this is not a nice inn, is it?
I didn't say that Yig couldn't make it. I said Yig has never heard of it.
Mhm.
What is this?
Hey, me and Yig have talked for 7 days.
Talk to him. He's asking what it is.
I told you.
Is it-
is
is it something
tea
you
with,
ordered
with hot milk. Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, in that case, yeah, I know what it is. I'll
With citrus zest.
I'll see if we have any citrus for sure.
No,
I can tell you what they cost too.
So, you do.
coffee and meat.
You have everything you need for that. Go ahead. Do you have? Let me see what the skills look like. Hang on.
I'm taking everybody's order and I'm just getting it from the back. I assume I'm not the only one working here.
Yeah, you need to get Mitchell's order still.
Which is meat and coffee, which I've said.
Mead and coffee?
No,
Just
meat.
liquid?
Meat. He offered meat. I will take meat. Meat and coffee.
Their premises on what kind of meat?
Mystery meat.
Hobgoblin.
I got prices. Meat for 1 pound is 3 silver.
I mean, to me, it sounds like it's a square meal, so I'm going with 3 copper.
Okay.
It's worth me if I cut off the quarters, but I haven't had many people.
Well, I'm just going.
No. Ross is right. If he wants like random breakfast meats, it should be 3 copper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like some bacon and some sausage and shit.
Yeah.
It's not a nice bar. If
It
you
is
want random
early in the morning.
it's whatever
I
I
want
happened to find
meat
in the
and
alley
coffee.
last night.
Sure, he has a pound of possum meat. We get it.
Yeah. So I'll allow you.
Don't
You
ask,
made
don't tell.
possum sausage. Yeah,
Mm.
that's what we're having. They're breakfast patties. It's possum scrapple and possum sausage patties.
I'm not gonna lie, possum scrapple sounds pretty good.
It does sound pretty good.
Because
So-
I like scrapple.
I
able
want you to
get
give
off
me
the birds
a
off this time.
lore alcohol check, Andrew.
Sure.
On the London Fog, because that's like the best thing in my mind.
Sure.
17. So you succeed pretty well. You make a pretty good London Fog. Mayra's definitely had like 1 or 2 better, but it's one of the best London Fogs you've ever had from this goblin that, has no idea what he's doing.
I'll give him an extra copper for that.
Thank you.
Knock that number 31 instead of 32.
I mean, I assume this is all going to the bar anyways, unless it's
No,
like,
I give you an extra copper.
Yeah, that's a tip.
oh, thanks. Now I have 21 copper.
There you go.
Moving up in the world.
As far as the meats go, you get you go back to the back to pick up his food. Once you finish making the drink, and yeah, on the platter it is in fact possum scrapple and possum sausage with like a possum steak. It looks like just some weird like cut of meat that's shaped bizarrely, but that's what it is.
Is it
It's
square?
like country
specifically?
fried. No, it's like country fried possum
Looks
steak.
delicious.
So someone pounded it out and then breaded it and fried it in oil.
Well, if they're
Um,
pounding
in
it
the
out,
back.
that doesn't sound very sanitary.
Yeah. Now the breakfast beer, it's like a brown
I
ale.
didn't want a beer. I want
Oh, what did you
coffee.
want? Oh, coffee. Okay, your
I
coffee.
thought-
Excuse me. Sorry.
Meat.
Hold on, I have coffee already looked up.
It's 2
Coffee
copper.
is expensive.
Coffee is 2 copper. A pot of coffee is 2 copper.
Yes, but a cup of coffee is not 2 coppers.
So
what-
running a special on pots of coffee right now.
All right, so yeah, you're gonna get a pot of coffee, I guess. So, the coffee that you get is like a nice, dark roast. It's got all kinds of depth or whatever the fuck coffee has. I don't know. The coffee tastes like shit.
When you order
Oh, you're one of those people.
when
I
you
like
order
tea.
a cup of coffee, it comes in a special collector's commemorative cup. That's why it's more expensive.
Most coffee tastes just like burnt to me. So, not all coffee tastes bad. Most coffee.
So you're one of those people.
Yeah, I don't really like coffee. But anyway, it's a good coffee. You feel like you got a decent deal. Like they must have a decent supplier somewhere in the city that's just like, getting them that good local coffee. Or something. I don't know, man. You're in the foothills of mountains. Isn't that where coffee's grown? I don't know where coffee's grown. Is that is that cocoa beans?
It does actually
No,
require
that's chocolate.
cultivation.
Coca.
No, actually,
Okay.
the difference between chocolate coffee and cocaine is elevation.
Right, foothills. Okay, yeah, great.
There is a little more to it than that, but yeah.
So, all right.
So you're saying if you want cocaine, you got to get high.
You
Actually,
definitely,
no, actually, you want to get low.
yeah.
Coffee requires like kind of like a rocky mid-altitude soil. Cocaine requires kind of like a loamy, kind of like low-altitude valley-esque dirt soil.
And chocolate, not it's kind of in the same coffee region, just different type of
So
different plants. Mind you,
the
but
real
very-
point here is that you make a decent pot of coffee and a decent London fog, and the food is interesting, by
It's,
modern
well-
standards. But like honestly, Mitchell, how do you feel about this? Or I
I
guess
eat with gusto. Like, I'm hungry. I tear into it. I don't care.
Yeah,
It's probably good. I probably like it.
you do like it.
First day, don't ask where it comes from. Don't ask what it is. It's me. That's all you need to know.
And of course, Grog or Korg or whatever his name is, like, yes, the Goblin way.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, even not necessarily the Goblin way. Like, that's shady as fuck. All right, so Mecha, what is your character doing?
Time makes me wish I was
After
an
seeing
Aaron
what's
Gibbs
coming out of the
to be like,
kitchen, I think I'll abstain from eating this meal.
I mean, you can eat somewhere else.
Yeah,
You don't have to be at this place.
but I mean, I'm polite, so I'll wait for everyone else to eat and then decide what I
If
want
you
to do.
don't want this for
Wow.
me, we got bread.
You're not with these people.
I was gonna say, I mean, like,
Oh,
I don't
right,
think
we're
we
not- I
really
guess we're not together, are we?
know each other yet.
No. Yeah,
We're
you're just
sort
in
of-
town for waiting for the town hall.
I was just saying, I feel like Yig knows Mayra, and I feel like on some level Yig knows
Gork.
Gork.
Yes.
And it only because of proximity, just because I saw there's a goblin person working here, so why would I not attend to
Yeah.
the person that's
Uh,
kind of similar in my nature to me
Yeah.
for food? So,
I'm so disappointed you didn't order a beer. I was ready. I had like a whole breakfast beer thing ready to go.
I'll go to Caden's Keg for breakfast.
All right, what would you like?
I will try to convince this random blonde-haired woman that she should have the breakfast brew and bacon from here.
What?
who's not here?
Yeah, she's already left.
Where's here?
No, before she leaves.
Was she even here?
Was she ever there?
Maybe she just walked running around town and looked at the cheapest place and was like, man, they're sort of awesome.
No, I don't think I would stay in the cheapest place in town.
Okay.
I mean,
never
I
mind.
was from a
Yeah.
wealthy family.
It's
Yeah.
all right.
Hey, I was just, I was basing that declaration off into something.
All right. So you walk into Caden's Cake. Hang on one second. I have Caden's Cake here. I promise you.
Fanciest place is the Wizard's Grace or whatever.
Yeah. While you're looking for that, just while I'm in the back getting their orders, I'm also grabbing myself a breakfast beer and some pasta and scrapple.
Awesome.
Are you grabbing them from someone else's table, or are you?
I should have bought some
Alright.
scrapple while I was
So,
at the store. Let's
as
stop
a,
talking about it.
No, I
As
figure
a
it's
rel-
like probably just some perk that if I'm working, I can grab a little bit of food and the beer.
As a
Be reasonable.
religious person, you would know that Caden's Keg is actually a temple itself. It is a temple that is devoted to the Caden Callian, the freewheeling accidental god. So you walk in and you see a hang on, sorry. You see a woman that looks to be about probably 35. And she hurries over. She's like a tall, relatively attractive lady with dark hair. And she hurries over and introduces herself as Breen Taith. And she says that she's the proprietor of this establishment. And, if you'd like to have a seat, someone will be right over to take your breakfast order.
Well, yes, I'd love to dine in a holy place, even if it is
Hang
full
on
of
a
people
second.
who are all going to hell.
Wow.
Have to accept
You,
it.
you know how to make friends, just like Chad Lee.
You mentioned,
I'm noticing a theme.
you mentioned that you're basically basing this character on what's her name from Ghost Stories, right?
Almost completely.
Nice.
Oh, I was thinking Paris Hilton.
Yeah, no.
Who's this based off of?
Watch the English dub of Ghost Stories. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
It's been linked several times, but so I guess I should.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
should.
mean, ADV was amazing.
So-
Horrible investment opportunities aside.
As you have a seat, Mecca, a young lady walks over to you, and asks what you'd like to have today. She says that their specials include salmon with cheese and a fine bread, and they recommend a breakfast beer pairing with that. It's like a light ale. Get your day started right. It is medieval times.
You know,
Thanks,
it's a
but I'll
quality.
just have some bread, meat, and water.
Bread, meat, and water. Okay, I mean that's fine. She kind of like eyes you like you're weird and like walks away.
You know,
and
it's a
then-
quality restaurant where they actually identify the kind of meat that they're going to give you.
Yeah. She comes back about 5 minutes later, and lays down a plate with a little loaf of bread, like a sliced up like summer sausage, and like a glass of water. Just water, no ice, because obviously ice is very expensive. You're not obviously trying to spend that kind
Yeah.
of money.
You get dysentery.
Right.
You just
Um,
drink water.
And yep, she sets it in front of you, and says it'll be how much copper did we say? 3.
3.
3, maybe 4 if it's a nicer establishment.
This is
Uh,
a nicer establishment, but you
Well,
ordered
if it,
very basic food. So she's gonna say 3,
Okay.
and then she says if you need anything else, just give me a wave. Otherwise, enjoy your meal and have a nice day. And she moves along to the next breakfast goer. So after everyone's done eating their breakfast, you've probably got another, I'd say, 4 hours before it's time. Do you want to do anything in particular in town?
How
Or-
much money can I make off of offering people to play with my doggo?
I mean, dogs aren't exactly uncommon.
But this doggo will listen to absolutely everything I say.
Absolutely everything you say.
My animal companion. It literally has an action to dictate what it does.
So what you're saying is that you can have it do like all kinds of crazy tricks and stuff.
Not to the extent of something beyond its actual skill level, obviously. But if they want it to I don't know, have kids ride on it like a horse, it'll do that.
I would say
I'm not expecting a lot from that. I'm just trying to...
probably, I don't know, if you set up in like Monument Circle ahead of the meeting, you could probably make I don't know, 3, maybe 4 copper. You don't really
That's-
get that many
Yeah.
people interested.
No, that's fine. Just something to pass the time.
Yeah. Anyone else?
um,
Roll a d4 for the amount of copper I get. That seems fair.
Yeah, that is actually a good idea. Let's roll dice for once. There you go.
I didn't see it.
Oh,
Just tell me what it was.
4.
Okay. 35 copper.
Who next?
with only 4 hours, I think I might just stay at the Pickled Deer.
All right.
Maybe get a beer or more coffee. Just transition from coffee to beer while I'm waiting for the all the heroes actually start.
I'm still tending bar, but my boss knows that I'm going to be going to this heroes thing, so she'd be fine to take over for me.
Okay. Mecca?
I'd kind of like to go to the Great Dream House, which is a temple to the god Desna, and basically confront them on their beliefs and ask them how they can support a god who basically believes in, it's like a nighttime god basically,
Hang on a second.
because obviously God is made of light.
good summon rate.
You know, like they're all true, right?
But how can they
Okay, hang on.
support one who's like, you know, we sleep during the night? How can you like live during the day but then
Hey, hey.
support?
Not
Well-
everyone sleeps during the night.
And I mean, let me put it to you this way: this land is inhabited, or this land is controlled by an evil empire. There's literally a
I would
section of this
actually say-
empire that is in eternal gloom.
And I want
This
them to
is-
confess their sins.
And this empire is controlled by a lawful, evil, slanted empire.
Who made a deal with Asmodeus to gain control?
Lawful, once again, even Ragiel, the god that faith worships, will deal with Asmodeus. He is more lawful than evil.
Yeah, but you know, demons still kind of roam the street.
Devil is different. That's my point. He's more lawful than evil.
Hmm.
Okay.
Very
Devil's right.
significant connection. Even
This is
he would
Indian.
know that.
But you're not wrong.
No, this
Asmodeus
is the Pathfinder. This is the Pathfinder Lord, not the D&D Lord.
Yeah. He is still in the game.
I know he's the primary evil deity.
It's just slightly different, is all.
Trust me,
So-
I know. I'm speaking for Pathfinder Lore. I'm not speaking
Yeah.
for D&D Lore.
I was
say
making clear for other people.
Okay.
So you go to the temple and walk in, and what do? You see some priests milling around, some weary travelers that are kind of like in some little alcoves around the outside of like the main like kind of room, and there look to be like side chambers. What do you do?
Well, I would just quietly approach the priests, not the travelers, and tell them if they know that on the road they're traveling, they're all going to die and burn in the fires of hell.
It's just next
What?
door, bro.
That's what the first priest you say that to. They just look at you and go, "What? You should probably lay down and get some rest. That's the point. You must be very tired. You're not really making very much sense. I think you should just follow me. And come have a little rest. You'll feel better. I promise."
Not at all. Don't you know that supporting an untrue god like Regathiel will lead you nothing but onto the ways of unforgiveness?
What?
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 I think you said the wrong god.
Yeah.
Regathiel. I said anything but the ways of Regathiel
Oh.
will lead
Oh.
you to the ways of
mean-
unforgiveness.
Clearly you're very adamant and very stringent in your support of this god. I personally I've not really heard of this god as much. I know about Desna. Desna likes naps. Do you want to take a nap?
No, thank you, but I'd be happy to teach you more about Regathiel.
I like this, man. I want to take a nap.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to experience some lovely dreams in one of our alcoves, and just relax and explore the freedom of your imagination.
You want to poison my mind? You heathen?
Well,
They can't be a heathen in a polytheistic society.
it's literally. Well, you see, I don't think I can help you, unfortunately. You might want to just leave. It doesn't seem like the temple here is for you. You don't seem to want to take a nap, even though you really seem like you could use one. So, if you could just head out. Don't bother any of the other travelers on your way. Unless you really want to aid. That's also a good thing here. If you want to render some aid, I could arrange that. But other than that, yeah, I don't know about this god you're talking about. I just help people rest.
Understandable. I'll just go and search this town for any non-sinners, and then I'll leave.
Any non-sinners. Okay, so how common did we say your god was?
Pretty uncommon. Okay.
Well, yeah.
I'm trying to phrase it. If someone worships, oh fuck, I forgot how to say their name.
Yomadai.
Iomadai, there is that his religion falls under that religion.
And
Like,
Yomadai was...
literally, pretend Iomadai is God, right? He worships, right now, Faith worships Jesus. It's the best way for me to define it. It's not accurate, but it's a good way to think of it.
Who?
Claire. I mean, I put my name as Faith
Claire.
like when I was first creating my character as like a placeholder.
My bad.
Yeah.
Claire worships Jesus, whereas most people in the same religion worship God.
I see.
That is not accurate, but it's a good way to think of it.
Okay.
And Yomadai was one of the preeminent gods in the Shining Kingdoms. I don't think it was the case in Celiax,
yeah.
but I'm not 100%.
Do you think the lawful evil society that praises Asmodeus does not worship the lawful good deity?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there is a section of this place that has a religion dedicated to like the most recent Crusader or whatever.
No, I'm not saying there isn't a place that has Iomadai. My point
Well,
is,
I don't think it's
just-
Iomadai.
but
Okay.
my point is that
Do you
yeah,
find a fair number in this specific town, just because it's such a unique thing in the middle of Cheliax, well, the edge of Cheliax.
A handful, maybe?
You find a few people that are definitely followers of Iomadai.
Oh, I'm sorry. Additionally, Iomadai does have a following in Cheliax, and
There
I'm
we
visiting
go.
it there.
So you find in there's 1,300 people. You find probably between 20 to 80 followers, and I say that because you're not really sure how many there are. It just seems from like the size of like the small little gathering space they have that there's a small number of people that specifically follow Iomadai, and maybe within that you might be able to find one or two people that are particularly fanatical about Jesus, as you put it, that may actually fall more towards your sect of that kind of branch of religion, given maybe some prodding. If you took the time to get to know and befriend some of them, perhaps over time you might be able to discover that. But as it stands, you've identified that there's a small number of people that you might be interested in at least talking to. That's your answer.
Huh?
That was your answer.
That was my answer.
Yeah.
yeah. Like there's some people you can find that agree with you. There's a lot of people
You said
find
you were
that-
gonna look for people that weren't sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I found some.
Yeah, there you go. Do you want to? Do you? All right. So you know that they're there, and you make a mental note to approach some of them when you have a moment later. But as you've identified them, you've also realized that it's getting pretty close to noon.
Yes.
And you start to head towards the town council building. So. Let me get rid of that.
I'm gonna head down towards the town council too, just since it's getting to that time.
Yeah, everyone should start heading to the town council. You notice, that it's a bit after 11, like 11:20, 11:30. You don't want to be late.
It's
Especially
apparently
not
allowed to
Andrew.
Copy out of the reference manual.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're gonna arrest me. They're just, annoyed at all the, assaults and paperwork they have to fill out.
Yeah. So, as
That's kind
all
of
of you
Don't
approach
start that shit. Yeah.
the town hall, you notice that there's a small crowd milling around outside the building, waited for noon. Probably, I would say about 40 people. Roughly 40, 30, somewhere in there, right? They're congregated around, just chatting, passing the time. So you're on the map. You're where you need to be. Let's see. There is. Where
There
are
was.
they?
There always
I don't
will.
understand. What is it talking about? It says oh, that's like a fountain. Sorry, excuse me. That's like a whole fountain. Excuse me. I need to describe this better. They did a terrible job of explaining it, but I'll do a better job. So, as you're standing there with this crowd, you're standing in Monument Circle, which is actually where the statue of Lamont Breachton is. He's standing right in the middle of a big fountain. For those of you,
What kind of pose is
that-
he doing?
I can actually show you the exact pose he's doing, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's under
I
map.
mean, like,
or
can you
images.
Grab it as
demonstrate
balls pointing
in
at the
real
sky.
life? Is what we're asking.
He's doing a dab.
Now, that is in the center of a fountain.
Man, he's a
Um,
nerd.
Apparently, there's flowers
Yes.
growing in the
It
fountain.
didn't make him sound
Yeah.
like he was a nerd, did it? The story.
Absolutely.
Right? No.
There's like a little
He was a
island in the
wizard.
center of the fountain.
Yeah, by default,
was
he's a nerd.
wizard. How is he not a nerd?
Right.
He was,
There's a little island in the center of the fountain with flowers growing on it. Just a little one, around it. So there's like, kind of like a ring of flowers around him growing. And you notice anyone that has, as I was trying to say, and let's see. Is anyone know engineering?
I do.
All right, give me an engineering roll. Because you find the fountain interesting as an engineer. All right, great. So you notice how the fountain works. You see that there's kind of like a system. If you notice the gold little bits running out
Mm-hmm.
around, that's like going into those little side buildings. So those are your pump buildings. So those are your well pumps, and they're like pumping water out into the fountain, basically, right? You find this very interesting, and that's what you kind of get a little bit distracted with at first. Just examining how it all works, just because, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So while you're standing there, you notice, some specific locals walking around. Some have kids that walk up to you and kind of like oogle you, right? Because you're, a strange adventurer. Some of you, especially Andrew, notice a well-dressed goblin kind of wandering back and forth, wringing her hands, and kind of mumbling to herself, my bumble brashers. Why haven't I heard from my bumble brashers? Are my people trapped in the citadel? And you see her just wandering back and forth in front of the town hall, looking very distraught.
She can wait her turn like everyone.
This is what the goblin looks like. What do you do? Andrew, you, as I said, you specifically, very much noticed it, but everyone else kind of noticed the goblin
So,
walking back and forth.
You sent me a message saying that I have a family member in there. Is this a family member that I would be particularly close with, or no?
Like a twice removed cousin of like an aunt, or like, you know what I mean? Like they're related, but you're not quite clear on exactly how that works out.
Okay, so I know that I have family there, but I don't particularly care.
You're not like it's not like, you know, your dad or your mom or your grandma,
Yeah.
but like people, you know, you're definitely, you know, you have some ties familial wise, right? Like,
Okay. I mean,
you would
I'm
think
not,
twice before randomly having sex with a goblin from that tribe.
okay. So, would I though as a goblin? What are the goblins to say? Never mind. We're not going there. Honestly, I'm a neutral line, not a good line, so I would probably take a mental note of it, but not care that much unless it came up and, you know, had something more immediately to do with me.
Okay, well, as I said, everyone else definitely notices the goblin as well. I just pointed it out to you specifically because you are a goblin from this area and you
Sure.
have family in that tribe, so it definitely at least piques your interest.
Yeah, I have family in that tribe, but I don't know that part of the family very well. I don't know if I've even met them before. I just know that they exist. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So does anyone else want to approach said goblin or do anything?
I'm gonna wait her turn till the Hall of Call to Heroes. That's my opinion.
You're gonna what?
She can wait her turn till the Call to Heroes actually starts.
Okay.
I mean, while I'm waiting, I'll see Mayra and like, I'll notice that she appears to be from the same region that I am, and so I'll go up to her and introduce myself to them. Oh, hello! Are you also a fellow resident of the Shining Kingdoms?
Who knows?
Is he there? Is Mayra here?
You're quite the quiet type, aren't you?
It sounds like you're trying to say something like way, way, way far away. Like your microphone might not be working.
Does it?
If he's
I mean,
there.
there's- Like the thing's in green, like he's trying to, like his microphone's active. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I can.
But I also have music playing, so I don't know.
I mean, I see it keying up. I don't hear anything other than background noise.
Can you hear us, Tyler?
He's not there.
I hear background noise now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his microphone's open.
Maybe he stepped away for a minute.
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Add me. What I,
you didn't say that.
well, I didn't want to interrupt you talking.
Well,
I
you're
know
being
she was
spoken-
talking to you.
So anyway, I said that the goblin, you know, was there being distressed. Mecha said that he was going to address you. Mecha, what did you say?
I said you seem to be from the Shining Kingdoms, the Shining Kingdoms as well. I'm from Curse. Curse. Yeah, Curse.
Yes. I don't see what that has to do with our current situation at this fountain. I'm from.
I just thought I'd introduce myself. My name's Claire. And tell me,
Hi.
have you accepted Regathiel as your personal savior?
I think Regathiel is about as equivalent as a nice suntan.
Well, isn't that nice? Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, it's nice to meet you too. Maybe you should peg yourself down a level or two.
Maybe take a nap.
No, I'm not gonna do this.
So Tyler, you as well also noticed the
The
distressed
really
goblin.
sad goblin.
Yep, and heard her say the things. Do you do anything about this or approach her, or do you
I-
leave it as it is?
I asked her why she's sad. I asked her, like, she looks like she lost a puppy.
All right, so
You gonna let her borrow yours?
No.
she says, hello, yes, my name is, Warble, Warble Bumblebrasher. I'm
Oh. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm an ambassador to the Bumblebrasher goblins that live on Hell Knight Hill. It's my great honor to serve my fellow citizens of Breach Hill as the town's official representative. The Bumblebrashers are a tribe of goblins who have for years now lived peacefully and in isolation.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop it right there. I get it. You're local. You haven't fucked up. What's your problem?
Well, the Bumblebrashers, as I said, they live in isolation in Citadel Altarian, over on Hell Knight Hill.
The face
over outside
bombs,
of
man.
town.
The face bombs.
And she's just pointing in the direction of Hell Knight Hill. You can kind of see the hill in the distance with the big tower.
Which
Mhm.
direction is Hell Knight Hill?
I don't know, some direction. Usually every couple of weeks I speak to the tribe's chieftain Helba, but I haven't heard from them in quite a while. This relationship is very important to us, and I'm worried that something may have happened to the Bumblebrasher tribes, and I'm really hoping that we can make contact with them because
Okay. All I'm gonna need from
fraud
you.
and ranting at you.
All I'm gonna need from you to check it out is a lifetime supply of bacon. Can we work that out?
Bacon?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not how the Call to Heroes works.
Well, that's how it works right now. Because Chimeras is very hungry. So it's either bacon or goblin.
Bacon or goblin, eh? Wow. Well, we'll see when the meeting starts. I can explain everything, and the council will have to decide. Unfortunately, I can't make that choice. But if I had the supply of bacon to give you, I would. Believe me.
Hey, I like
It's
that
not
vote of
like-
confidence. I
it's
like
not-
it.
It's not like Helba to miss 2 meetings a whole month with no signals.
I appreciate the chutzpah.
I guess I'm wandering over and joining in.
I feel like we need to go to Hell Knight Hill.
Did somebody say something about bacon?
Bacon? No, this one, she wants bacon for some reason.
Well,
It's a very unusual request, but no, I need help with the Bumblebrashers. I haven't heard from them in a month. You know me.
I
Yig?
explained to Yig the situation like, hey, bacon or goblin meat. Chimeras doesn't care either way because he's a dog, right? You know, I try to explain this in a way that's very naturalistic, very way of the
Yeah, goblin meat is all kinds of chewy and not very good for dogs.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, if I have to decide between starvation or goblin meat for the dog,
I mean, was the mystery meat that bad?
yes. So
Yeah.
you really shouldn't use sparrow with mice.
Now,
It was possum today.
it was true. It was possible.
Awesome.
Hold on, was it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but
I'm
your meat
God,
was so
but
bad. I
yeah.
could smell it from outside.
Not
I
my
mean,
dog.
you're not sure that it was possum. You are.
Are you
But I
sure?
could smell it.
I am sure.
I'm sure because I caught it.
I'm positive that it was possum. You can't just roll a nat 20 and tell me that something isn't what it is because you rolled a dice without asking.
I know everything about that meat.
I know. Then you know it's possum.
Like, make sure it's possum that didn't come from the streets. It's got to be wild possum.
No, it's definitely possum that came from.
Well, it bit me enough times. It definitely seemed kind of wild.
I say,
So,
and then
Andrew-
I pat Yig on the head.
upon hearing.
I liked all
you
the
know,
throw off. I don't know what you're complaining about.
upon hearing the actual, the intricacies of what's happening, you do think that's very unusual. You don't really care about the Bumblebrashers that much, but you do care enough that you would find it weird. Like, it would be a slight concern. Not
You don't care
necessarily
about the
making you...
bubble crashers. You care about the well-orderedness of society. If
But
they
it-
just 2 meetings, that's not right.
I will say I
Right.
am chaotic neutral. I don't give a shit about the well-orderedness of society.
It's not about that. It's you live in this town. It's if you didn't care about the well-orderedness of society, then you wouldn't even care about taking. You're not a nihilist. Is my point.
No,
Right.
I live in and work in the town because it's
Right.
better than trying to catch whatever food on my own living out
Yeah,
there.
and just because you're chaotic neutral doesn't mean you don't give a shit about any of the goblins that live around you.
Right.
Like, especially ones that are related to you. Like, you are a Bumblebrasher tribe member, sort of. You just
Okay.
don't actually live there or participate, right? Like, you're like, your parents moved out of the Bumblebrasher tribe like last gen, and you're like a first generation townie. You
Okay.
know? Like,
Well, I don't know.
Um, you're not like, the point that I'm getting at is that you're not like running out immediately trying to go murder anyone or whatever, but you it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for the Call of Heroes. It's something to do. Might as well. Since I have some personal stakes in it, yeah, okay, I guess I'll go look into this. I'm going to do something.
All right, so as you all are standing there, eventually a town guard walks out and kind of gets everyone's attention, calls them in, says, all right, everyone, it's time to enter the council meeting chamber. The town council is ready to start the call for heroes. Everyone can head on in. I will provide you with a map shortly.
On the map, on the map, on the map, on the map. Doesn't even like Paso. That's one of the better mystery meats.
Here is the council chamber.
I think I was too distracted during the entire thing by the engineering to really contribute. That's what I determined. Then I didn't really care about her. You wait your turn.
I don't understand, how am I supposed to put...
Drag and drop.
Hold on. You can't have tokens on both maps. Oh, that hurts my eyes for some reason. I think it's the...
Orange stripe down the fucking middle.
Yeah.
But no, like, I don't know how to add... It says they're spectators, and I don't know how to add them.
That's a great question. Are they NPCs?
Yeah, in theory. I mean, they're not... Like, you have to save spectators later on to spoil slightly.
Hold on, let me exit out of it.
Is there
Hold on. Okay, so in your thing, are the spectators named?
No.
Okay, in your I'm having a moment. You should have an NPC tab. Inside the NPC tab, there should be like something for this section that has like non-hostile people.
Where would I find an NPC tab?
I don't know because I haven't done Pathfinder, but it's usually at the bestiary.
I don't have a bestiary.
Everyone has a bestiary. I have the fucking Armageddon orb. You should have a
Oh,
bestiary.
NPCs.
Go under
Wait.
library, maybe check the box for it.
Wait, let me check Hell Knight Hill. NPCs. That's what I don't understand. Aren't the creatures supposed to be like what?
I can't tell because I can't see what you're looking at. Like, it's hard for me to help you.
I'm looking at.
I want to help you, but it's hard. And you're right, this would be way easier.
in real life, I could just draw some random shit or put some rando army men on a fucking table and say, "Hey, look, these army men are."
Spectators.
Yeah.
You're right. Hold on. Let me. They should be under the adventure. And the problem is, and this is true with real adventures, I don't know about.
I'm in the adventure.
No, I mean, I just like, there should be something that has them there.
I know. I'm in the NPCs. I'm in the right place. There isn't.
Here's a question. Go to an encounter that's not this one and see if there's a monster.
I mean, there is a monster, and there is a thing, but there's no NPCs.
Can you put down human commoners or anything like that?
No. Those aren't in this anywhere. Where is and like the specific named town hall counselors aren't
This
there
is the
either.
problem. I can't help you without the specific adventures, the problem. So that I can't look at the actual.
Well, I realize this, but I also can't exactly give you access to that.
No, I get that too. What I'm saying is, like, say, like, you use Nubis as the example, like a Horde of the Dragon Queen problem. I can at least go to the book and look at it because I have it. Whereas this, I don't have the book. I can't even do that.
I can't find anything in the core rules anywhere for NPCs that would be usable for this.
You couldn't find it in the bestiary either.
There is no bestiary.
Go to library, then check the box for bestiary.
The playtest bestiary?
No?
Do you have your modules loaded in?
Yes.
Like I'm looking at the Pathfinder Second Edition core rules bestiary.
I clicked NPCs, which is what Tyler told me to click.
Well,
There's also no one in there either. If you look,
I can't
I guess
see.
you can't see it. There's still nothing in there.
Maybe you need the bestiary book.
There's a Warble. Warble has a character sheet.
Just put a bunch of warbles in. And we'll call the one speaking Warble Prime.
Like this is such a complicated encounter.
But it's not.
No, it really fucking is. So I don't know why you're saying it's not. There's like
What
a
I
bunch
mean
of
is-
specific rules.
What the fuck was that?
What?
That was me playing around with the bestiary.
What did you do?
So if you open up the name of the character by clicking on the little red dragon icon next to it,
Mhm.
the token for the character is in the top right-hand corner.
I
Just drag and drop it.
put it.
Put the Armageddon orb in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, guys. Hey, don't worry about this thing that can kill all of us.
Don't worry about this thing that can kill this entire town and possibly the surrounding area.
It's just a DC 48. We can handle it.
It's a level 23 item. You know, we can definitely handle that. Oh, and if you reduce to 0 from its damage, you just die instantly. There is no save.
Death, divine, evocation, fire. fire right from the sky in a 100-mile radius, dealing 50 fire damage to creatures. I'm sorry.
I like the way to disarm it. Thieves DC 48 Legendary to imbue thieves' tools with aspects representing Asmodeus and Saranai and use them to drain away the orb's power over 10 minutes. The character attempting this check takes 5 fire damage each round until the orb is depleted.
Yeah, so that legendary bit means that you auto fail if you don't have at least legendary training.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got that. Just pointing out, like, it's like, Jesus Christ.
They take 5 fire damage each round until the orb is depleted. Like, how do you determine it's depleted? Draining away the power? So it's going to take over 10 minutes to drain away power? So you're going to
Yep.
get 5 damage every 6
5
seconds?
damage over every round for 10 minutes is 500 damage.
All right.
Better have some healing.
I'm gonna finish the story bits and then we're gonna figure this out. If I can find it again, I literally can't find anything. I hate Fantasy Grounds. How do you design something so shittily when Windows is like right there? Copy.
And once again, remember, this is the best for
I know.
tabletop.
I'm aware. Okay, so once inside the council chamber, you see that the room is set up as an auditorium with a carpeted walkway separating several rows of benches into 2 sections. The carpet leads to a small set of steps and a raised dais. On the dais is a large desk separated into 5 parts where the Breach Hill Town Council's 5 members are seated, talking quietly with one another as they wait for the meeting to start. On the desk situated in front of each chair are tarnished bronze plaques bearing the names of the council members. From east to west, the names are Jorsk Hinterclaw, Melm An, Sendari, Greta Gardania, Trini Sprizzlgi, and Quentino Passandi. Melma, Greta, and Quentino are humans. Jorsk is a dwarf, and Trini is a gnome. Even yeah, in all, you'd say there's like 40 people. So, as you know, everyone gets seated. Everyone do that. Find a place to sit. You hear a sharp rap from a gavel hitting a desk. And the stern, dark-haired woman sitting in the center of the assembly,
Drops the beat.
named Greta Gardania, says, "Welcome, neighbors and friends, to the Breach Hill Town Council's monthly call for heroes. I'm Council President Greta Gardania at your service. On behalf of my colleagues beside me, I promise you all that we will hear and consider today's petition with the utmost discretion and care. There's no existence without community, as our town's charter says." This is Greta.
That's
Okay.
pretty good looking. actually.
Today, our
Professional.
agenda includes one petition. Miss Warble, our very own ambassador to the Bubble Brashers of Hell Knight Hill, requests the help of heroes for a matter of utmost importance. Let's hear her concerns in her own words, shall we? Miss Warble?
Okay.
At the summons, Warble emerges to the front row of benches. The well-dressed goblin woman makes her way to the foot of the blah, blah, blah. So Warble walks up to the front, theater of the mind or whatever.
You have an icon for her, even if you don't.
Somewhere, let me...
You should be able to take the image and drag it right in. See if something should happen.
No, there's a Warble. Wait, what?
What?
Here we go. There we go. So here's a Warble.
Sorry, I'm like 30 drinks in. It's just really hard to pay attention.
Hmm.
Go do that.
Yeah.
All right, so, there we go. All right. Horrible walks up and says, "Esteemed counselors, it has been more than a month since I've been able to contact the Bumblebrushes. I fear that something terrible has befallen them. What's more, I've seen my people's distress signal coming from the top of Citadel Artarian." Before the goblin can continue her petition, the door on the western side of the room flies open as a young man, his eyes wide with panic, runs in shouting and waving ink-stained hands. Billowing black smoke and flames follow him into the room. Fire! There's a fire! Everyone flee!
I like fire. It burns down the walls of civilization.
I like fire. For exactly those same reasons, but probably different reasons.
High fives.
Trying to say fire?
Oh god, this part's gonna be fun.
I am playing a Charhide goblin with the
Oh, I know.
facial feet burning.
This character has had a fire theme since like 6 years ago.
So, everyone give me initiative.
Oh, yeah, that's
Which initiative? Any? Highest?
Perception, probably.
Highest.
Okay.
Well,
They're the same for me.
my initiative is garbage because I am on the far side of the room.
Alright.
I thought mine
So-
was bad.
As soon as the fire begins, you notice everyone starts to panic. And the town councilors, they're gonna go first. Just theater of your mind, pretend they're there. Pretend the spectators are there. It's not that important, honestly. But basically, the spectators are gonna start freaking out, right? Now, there's about 40 people in here. And you notice that smoke is in fact coming through pretty heavy, the door that guy just ran through. So you suspect that you've got about one round, about a few seconds, 6 to be precise, to take some actions to try and, maybe help evacuate the building or do whatever you need to do in order to, kind of do your job as heroes. Especially since, you're trying to get hired. It'd be kind of remiss of you to watch everyone that you want to pay you die.
Well, if they die, we can just take their money.
I was not promised my lifetime supply of bacon. I might be a little reticent.
So you're going to have to help guide them out, just so you know. They seem kind of confused. I'll give you that info. They seem kind of like they're milling around. So you can come up with a plan of how you're going to handle things. Let's start with whoever's first. Let me get the combat tracker. How do I reset?
Just click it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Gork.
Can I throw one of my thunderstones up in the air just to get everyone's attention to be form an orderly line heading out now?
Yes. Can certainly throw one into the air. Can you link it?
Yeah.
Let me read your Thunderstone, what it does. What'd it do?
I wish I could just change these to 0. Well, maybe not these. These are the ones I actually.
Okay, so there are a lot of people kind of milling around in all different areas of the room. So if you want to do it, I would say that you'd probably need to roll a D100 and call high or low to say whether or not you accidentally deafen someone.
I'm trying to throw it at the ceiling. So
yeah.
The
It's got 10-foot splash damage in all directions. If someone's like 5'10" and the ceiling's like
I mean,
15 feet in the air,
how tall is it? Is it 15 feet?
I would say, yeah, probably. It's not like a giant cavernous room. It's just like a normal, like it's like a, like a meeting room.
Well, I didn't.
You can also like throw it away from people.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. But
It's like a courtroom.
I'll still throw it in towards the middle of the room like that, where my arrow's pointing.
Okay. Roll a d100. Roll percentiles.
High.
You called high?
I
That
did.
is in fact low.
That is low.
That is low. You accidentally deafen, let's see, 4 people.
Well, it sucks to be those 4 people.
So there are 4 people where you just threw that, where your arrow is. Surrounding that arrow, there's about 4 people that are all like holding their ears, like, and not. You have not gotten their attention.
Well, for everyone else,
Yeah.
I point at the door and tell them, form an orderly line.
Which
Head
door, though?
outside.
All right.
South one?
That
So-
door.
Yeah, okay.
That's 2 actions. What do you
Okay.
want to do with your third action?
Move over here to sort of start directing.
Okay.
That'll be it.
All right. Pass your turn. Claire?
Okay, so the people who were deafened would be like right around, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They would be around here, right?
Yeah.
So I'd try to, like, if I wanted to basically, like, direct them to the exit by, like, touching them and then pointing them in that direction. Could I do that?
Yeah.
Well, I would do that.
All right. So they start to move out. They're moving particularly slow. You think that it's probably going to take, out of character, you think it's probably going to take about 3 rounds for them to get out of the building, even though that doesn't seem very far. They're just dazed, man. Keep going.
Well, I mean, I will. I'll just
you
follow
move-
behind them. I don't think there's anything I'd really want
Yeah.
to do other
I mean,
than
I,
that.
that's
would be
fine.
the
You can
last
pass
one.
your turn.
Yeah.
That is what happened to them. By the by.
Yes, Tyler. Also, did your dog roll initiative?
Does the dog not go at the same time?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Tyler is also probably not here again.
It has my initiative. I had myself muted. That's all. It has my initiative. So just put a 9 there. I will command my dog to grab whatever her name is. But fuck fire.
Warble?
Yeah, Warble. Oh, over there, actually. I gotta think of this actually. Bizarrely difficult choice. Okay, so I want to say Warble because we had a conversation. I could give a shit about everyone else. At the same time, more than 30 feet away.
Do we move
So-
twice in a round?
Movement is 1 action, so yes.
Striding is 1 action.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
can get 3 actions. But minions, for some bizarre reason, only get 2 actions. So I gotta plan this properly. So I gotta spend 1 action telling my doggo what to do. So he could move up to 40 feet to try to grab stupid person. Or I could say, screw stupid person and just leave, which I'm very tempted to do. I will have my dog follow me. And can I do anything with one action left? I cannot. I will stand right there and just wait to see what happens.
In the way.
Mm-hmm. They chose to live between. They chose to live between four walls.
No one's living in here.
Not for long. All right. Yeah, I'm going to start by moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 for one action. Second action, I'll move again 5, 10, 15. Diagonal is 5 feet, or is it?
Complicated.
Yeah.
Your first diagonal is 10 feet. The second diagonal is 5 feet. The third diagonal is 10 feet.
It's
Okay.
so it's the opposite from D&D?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my second action to move there. Then can I use my third action to start moving here, grab her hand, and then use the rest of my move to keep pulling? Pull her towards the door. Let's go.
That's a great question. I don't know how stride works.
I mean, I figure we can just make a DM rolling on this.
Yeah, no, I said that.
Essentially, I'm using all my actions to get from where I was seated up to where Rubble, whatever her name was.
Warble.
Warble, that's it. Up to where Warble is. So that's 2 of my actions to get there. My third action, would have another 25 feet. So 5, 10. Say, hey, let's go. Maybe grab her by the hand if I can. And then 5, 10, 15. What's that circle again?
That's just where my flashbang went off. Or my bang went off.
Gotcha. See, I'm just trying to run up to her, grab her by the arm, and pull her along. Like, let's go, come on.
Okay. All right, hang on.
You gotta move!
I'm looking up stride.
I mean, even if I can't grab her hand in the middle of it, I can just,
So let's see. You've got step, so you can take a step where you carefully move 5 feet and you don't trigger reactions. You've got stride, which lets you move up to your speed, which takes 1 action, so you can move up to 3 times your speed.
Yep. So I've used 2 of my actions so far to get to there.
Great.
Then I was going to use my third action to stride again. First 10 feet of it, come over here.
You cannot grab and stride. Meaning, grabbing is an action.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm using the 10, rather than grabbing her, I'm using the first 10 feet to get there. Shout, we gotta move, and just point, and then start. Use the rest of my movement to go down this way.
Okay.
Just shouting and pointing as I'm running.
Yep. So, now, hang on, don't do anything.
Too late.
Don't do. How do I place it? How do I add something to the tracker?
Is it an encounter that already exists within the adventure?
Yeah.
It should already exist inside the encounter tab, and then it should automatically place it when you pull down that encounter and hit the down arrow key inside of that encounter tab.
Dun dun dun. It's in the wrong place.
You might also have to unmask it for us.
Dun dun dun. Can you see it now?
No. There's probably an eye icon somewhere around it. You need to make sure you click it so we can see it.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
Yes.
Dun dun dun. So through the western door, you see a snickering little fire method slip through the chambers, as I said, western door.
Pull up my AK-47 and light that bitch up.
Pop, pop, pop.
Well, I mean, he already looks like he's kind of on fire, so you don't have to light him.
Now, said fire method. Let's see. I'm trying to find his character sheet. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, so the fire method moves. Where's its movement?
Well, I would point out it's Gork's turn.
No. Yeah, you're right. It is Gork's turn. Wait, did this roll initiative?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Then it's Gork's turn.
So I see it, and then it goes. Or,
Yeah, you see it.
or
it
I
come
see it,
through
then
the
I
door.
go.
You see it come through the door. It comes to like here, right?
Okay.
And as that happens, you also notice, goddamn, where is it? You also notice that a trail of fire appears behind him in 2 squares. Because as he came through the door, that was what he was doing, was lighting it on fire. Now it is your turn. Because he is now in, as he came through.
Move there. And move. Just
Just...
can I hold my action or any actions or like
Okay,
how
so
does-
you can. Okay, so you are allowed to hold action.
but
for
it put
sure.
me at the end, right?
No, this isn't Divinity.
Okay.
You're allowed to hold action.
I mean, I did watch the video about how you're allowed to hold action. So it's basically you're allowed to drop your initiative to like any level that you want. So you can say I want to go immediately after the small elemental. And that will permanently move your initiative to below the small elemental, for example.
Okay.
Does it require using 2 actions to delay an action, though?
That
Well,
is
no,
to
that's not
ready
really
in
an
action. That's ready in an action, not
okay.
holding your action.
Gotcha.
Or holding your priority or whatever, or moving your
I'm
priority.
gonna then choose to not move and hold my action or
Until
hold my
when?
till it after it has moved. It's just too far away for me to do anything.
Alright. What just happened?
I passed.
Oh, there we go. That worked. It screwed up because...
I went all the way down to the environmental hazard.
Yeah, I know. It's round 2. There we go. Alright, so the small fire method notices the players, but like, you know, they're not really bothering it right now. So it kind of just like
What's up, Leia?
moves around. What's its movement? Where's its movement?
Usually down by its feet.
Okay, yeah, no, so he'll move, let's say, right about here, and then he's going to use 2 actions to create more fire. So you've got... Just actually put him properly in a square. You've got fire there, and fire there, which I will reveal. And then he's gonna pass his turn. Now, at this stage, now that we've gotten to player character, at this stage, having now had the fire actually spread into the room, so the town councilors are kind of directing one line of people, and it seems like that line of people's kind of going, you know, around the right side and away from the fire and out the back door, and then you guys are directing kind of another line of people down the center, kind of. Now, what I will tell you is that what you can do in order to help the disoriented people, especially now that the fire is spreading, is on each of your turns, if one of you chooses to, there's about, we'll say 10 people here, right, on your side. You can choose to spend 2 actions to help calm down and direct one of the townsfolk, and you're gonna have to save about 10 of them. Or, you know, make it so that the fire's not dangerous anymore. Obviously.
Wait, so you said the council was directing another group of people another way through which door?
They're
left?
going around the outside, like around the right side of the pews, and your group is like coming more down the center. They're all
I see.
going to that back door.
They're going to the same door. Okay, just a different
Right,
way.
right,
I
right.
see. All right.
But basically, each of you can take, there's 10 people, and each of you can spend 2 actions to direct someone out the door if you want to help, you know, help them out, and they will be guaranteed successfully saved. The town council's kind of taking care of the rest of everyone. Warble is not on the list of people, but you know, I'm just gonna move this person down that they're leaving.
Alright, so I'll use one of my movement to move diagonally towards the guy, the Mephrid. And then I'd like to use the last two actions to try and calm and direct people out. Or do that the other way. Like,
Okay. So you direct one person out. So you're down to 9. So that person, you see them head towards the exit, and you feel confident that they're good to go.
that I'll end my turn.
Right?
It's technically Claire's turn.
Yes.
Probably just make Maris have
An 8, I guess.
I think you can drag the flag of whose turn it is on people's.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay, well, since there are a group of townsfolk right here, I'm going to use 2 actions to calm them down and direct them to the exit.
Fair.
And then I will start. I'll start to move towards the small elemental. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Tyler, what do you and your doggo do? Your doggo can also use 2 actions to guide someone out.
I know I have to command him to do so though.
How does that work?
Yes, which means you have to use an action.
I know.
If Tyler wants to control his companion, he uses 1 action point.
What's that, Lassie?
basically.
Old man Jenkins fell down the old well.
Yeah.
He was a prick anyway. Leave him.
Well, since Yarble, or whatever their name was, about to get out, I'm just gonna tell Camaris to wait at the door. And I too will wait at the door.
Oh, okay, so you're not going to try to help the other townsfolk?
No.
All right.
They made their choice by living in a city.
Gig, what
Um,
would you like to do? This is, in fact, your hometown, so
yeah,
you do care about this.
I'm gonna see this elemental thing, whatever it is, setting fires and get kind of pissed off at it, like, "Hey, fuck off!" And I'm gonna shoot a ray of frost at it.
All
Is
right.
frost really effective against fire?
I'll
No.
find
That
out.
is the
Yeah.
crit.
Yeah, it's all right.
So it doesn't really. You don't really like notice at first. You know, it seems like you got a good hit, and you know you feel really good about it. But you know you don't notice at first. But as a second or two goes by, it kind of starts to the little fire elemental that's flying around kind of starts to like jitter around weird and twitch in the air, and then suddenly just like turns to like obsidian and falls out of the sky, dead.
Nice.
So let me just make it be dead. Goodbye. All right. So you hit it. You hit it for critical. You did. That was definitely more than 10. And yeah, there you go. Good job.
Sweet.
You murked the thing.
10.
Anything else?
Well, I mean, there's the slight issue at hand where the wooden building is still, in fact, on fire.
Yeah. Building's
Well,
on
I didn't
fire.
say you were out of initiative.
Setting fire.
All right. It's
mean,
the
that's all I
fire's
know.
turn. So the fire is going to rise, I guess, if we're Bane. Yeah. So more fire will spread. Shockingly. All right. The fire spreads. And it is Gork's turn. You have successfully rescued, what did we say, 3 people?
I thought that was it 3 or 2? Forget.
I don't know. 2? It might have been 2. I think you're right. So you have 8 people left to save. Or, again, put the fire out. Or leave them all to burn. I mean, that's kind of up to you. That's what Tyler's doing. Meow. Hmm.
Mmm.
Move here. 25. And then I'll use 2 more actions to direct people out.
Okay. So you are down to 7 left. Claire?
I mean, seeing that the elemental has fallen, I'll go back to the group of people who were 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 around here when the Thunderstone went off, and I'll again use 2 actions to direct them out.
Okay. They're again moving kind of a little dazed still, but much better than they were a few seconds ago. They seem to be recovering a little bit, and though they're shaken, they're starting to head out. So yeah, that's down to 6.
I guess I would use one action for
petting the cat.
For your name's not showing up.
I mean, this would be a lot more complex if I actually placed 10 people that you had to move around to, but like,
Yeah,
Just drop little circles.
we'll figure it out later.
I'll
This encounter's
tell-
not that important.
I'll tell the goblin to come towards the door, and then otherwise I'll just make sure that people aren't prevented from leaving.
Gotcha. Make sure the exit is clear.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, what I was about to do.
Yig. What do, fam?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Moving back over towards this group, and use my other 2 actions to get somebody out.
Okay. You're down to 5 people that need to be helped out. And the fire spreads.
We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn.
Cork.
I will move here. And I am going to use a quick alchemy to turn one of my infused regions into a frost vial. And I am going to throw it at environmental hazard 4 to try and put out the fire.
What are you doing?
I am throwing a frost vial at the hazards to try and put out the fire.
Okay. What's the effective range of one of those? 5 feet?
At least.
It doesn't say. What the splash damage is?
It tells me what the splash damage is. It doesn't tell me.
I mean the splash range. Yeah, it should tell you that part too.
It should have an area somewhere.
Yeah.
Like if you can find that. Because I also couldn't find a lot of things about these.
Was it lesser frost vial?
Yeah. Because I also couldn't find durations for the alchemist, fire, or acid flask for their persistent damage. So to me, that just sounds like they go on until they're removed.
I would say that with the frost vial, you managed to put out that group. If you hit right in the center.
Okay. All creatures within 5 feet of the target, including the target.
Yeah, and I would say that you reasonably can aim in the middle of those.
Okay.
which obviously technically wouldn't get all of it, but I'll say like it's enough of a whoomph that it kind of blows out the rest around the edges.
Okay.
I mean, this is literally a like setup encounter, you know.
Yeah. Cool. That's my turn. Because that was all 3 action.
Yeah. You have run out of your divinity action points.
Oh, dang. Too
You
bad I
should have
don't
taken
have
Lone Wolf.
that, or should have been an elf. And
You could
the
have flesh
scoundrel.
sacrificed, yeah.
Oh wait, we're level 1. I can't have drug one yet. That's like a level 2 thing.
You could flesh sacrifice them.
Yes.
What's up, Mecca?
So I can use all 3 of my actions to move, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You can use all 3 of your actions to attack.
50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. I'm gonna run over here.
I'm going to do exactly what I did last round to make sure people can actually get out of the store. I'm also going to wonder why the little goblin hasn't run away.
Oh. Goblin has run away. Did anyone use an action that round to help people escape?
I did.
I did not.
I did not because I was trying to put out the fire.
That's fine. Alright, so the fire spreads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're rounding down, so 2. That is an elemental.
What is?
It became an element.
I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. Because there's like 8 million tabs open on my screen right now.
Yum. It'll do that.
Alright. So the fire spreads. Quark, it is your turn. You are combating a force of nature.
Alright. So I'd like to move here and then do what I just did before. Onto like that group of them, I guess.
Okay. I would say you could get 4 of them.
Yep.
I would not do what you're doing right now, but that's okay. I will let you play your character. I just realized that I shouldn't say that because I'm not a player character with you this time. So you throw a vial, right?
Yeah. Oops. What? Why
Because you
did it
didn't
roll-
attack against all of them.
Why did it just roll?
Because you were targeting all of them individually, it looks like. Has it 4, 3, 9, 6, and 8?
I can't untarget them.
It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I'm going to delete them. I'm deleting the ones you circled. There you go.
One thing I didn't think through is there any way for me to put out fire like by stomping it out or using like I don't know, my bedroll to try and snuff it out. I
Do you
just
have a
rushed
war-
over here to try and be heroic, so I didn't have any idea what I would do once I actually got over here.
Give me a survival check.
Pray the fire away.
You feel like you could like maybe kind of like divert it a little bit, like you could like stop it from spreading by like batting at it with like your cloak, you know, or like you said, like a blanket or something. But you don't think you could get it to like fully go out with that method. But you could probably stop it from spreading in an area.
Okay, well, I will go to this closest one and try to hit it with my my bedroll to stop it from spreading or whatever.
Yeah, you're kind of like just beating it back a little bit,
Yeah.
like no, like, But yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's see.
That's a movement taking out of the thing and then beating the thing.
Well, it looks like the fire is mostly under control, so I'll just leave the building.
Okay.
Gucci.
Tyler has left the building. Yig.
Well, I don't know if this will work. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna target the fire hazard right there and try and shoot a ray of frost at it and see if I can't put the fire out.
Go for it. You put the fire out.
Cool. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So this one fire on its own is gonna be the one lone fire that spawns a friendly neighborhood baby fire.
Is it really that friendly?
No.
Yes!
Also, those aren't on real squares, so I'm gonna fix that.
Worshipping it like Jimi Hendrix.
All right.
That's a lot of hazards.
Yeah, it's because I'm deleting them on the map and not over here because I'm lazy. I'm just gonna delete everything later.
So I'd like to move up and try and like stamp out both fires. Like use one action each to stamp out both fires. What do you want me to do?
Hang on. Oh, damn. Okay. Huh. I was wrong about how this is supposed to work.
What's up?
Well, it's a bit late now. But you definitely can't just stamp the fire out. You start to go trying to do it, and you realize that you're trying to stamp out like 5 square feet of fire with like your feet, and it's probably not going to work out for you so great.
I mean, I feel like it probably could figure that out by looking at it and seeing that it is 5 square feet of fire.
He said that was what he did, so that is what he did.
Before he knew that it was 5 square feet of fire.
He knew that going into it. It didn't change. What the mistake I made is that it specifically says that cold is actually less effective and that Ray of Frost does nothing, and that Vials of Frost only put out 1 square. Yeah, this is supposed to be a lot harder. A lot harder. You're supposed to have to get 20 spectators out, and it's supposed to be significantly more difficult. But
Hmm.
it wasn't implemented well in Fantasy Grounds, and I wasn't going to go through the effort. So we Theater of the Mind did it and simplified.
Yep.
Anyway, you definitely can't stamp it out. You definitely either need water or, at the bare minimum, a source of cold. He got a crit, to be fair, on his Rave Frost, which is why I'm justifying it working.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, you do walk up and start stomping, and you realize it's not gonna work, and start to try to figure out where you could get some water or what have you.
Hmm.
I mean, I say this just based on the fact that you have an 18 in. So
Yeah.
I assume you're smart, and that's where your brain starts processing alternatives. You're like, well, that didn't really work. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Do you have a water skin with you, maybe?
You do
Yes.
not think that is enough water.
Hmm.
You don't even not think it. You're positive that's not enough water. You know enough about fire to know that if you can't stomp it out, like a Nalgene bottle's not going to put it out.
Well, then it's 2 actions. So I will back away. Yep.
All right, Claire.
Well, after
You see
seeing that,
him run up and fail, and then start to walk back away a little bit.
yeah, after seeing that I couldn't beat it out with my bedroll, I'm gonna retreat as well. 5, 10, 20, 25, 40, 45, 50, 55, 65, 75.
Oh no.
Womp womp.
Hello?
Hello.
Half.
I think you guys got
What? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Okay, I think you all got muted before it was my turn, so I don't know what Gork or Claire did.
I ran away.
They failed to put the fire out.
Well, I already left the building.
Now, you are standing outside with some of the villagers. Most of the villagers. Some are still inside. 5 are still inside. You are standing outside, and you're kind of standing there. What's your int score?
10.
So you're standing outside, and you notice that Warble comes out and is like, the fire is still spreading. You might wanna help them a little. It seems like they're not really doing so hot when I ran out.
I will convince the villagers outside to grab water. Huh. It didn't roll.
All right. Yeah, I mean, they see the logic behind this. One of them pipes up, water. Should you just want us to bring a bunch of buckets?
Well,
Or
I'm trying to think what would be the best way for them to do it, but to be fair, like, I mean, buckets aren't the worst option.
remember, here's the map.
Circle's
So you've
right
got-
there
Yeah.
with the mountain.
Congratulations, you got there.
You know, we're not that far from the water. I mean, just
That
like,
too.
I'm actually
There
gonna
are
tell
pump
them.
houses to the right and left of the town hall.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, actually, don't worry about the town hall. Worry about the 2 buildings next to it, and make sure the fire doesn't spread. And then if you can spread
Those those two buildings are literally well pump houses.
Oh yeah, so fuck it.
And then they're like-
Don't
Yeah.
they have wells going into this building then? Like pumps?
That's
That's
for
what
the
they-
fountain. It's for the fountain.
That's for the fountain.
but
Yeah,
they're
if you follow the
still
goal-
connected to this building.
Yeah, but like those are just pipes running underneath for like the internal plumbing. Like it's not like you're gonna go back into the sink and stand there with like a glass of water and toss the glass across the room. You know, you don't like it's not
I don't
like
think
that.
this thing. I
Fucking
don't
ignore
think
the
this place
drawing.
has in.
Pretend it's
plumbing.
not connected to the building. There.
Yeah, I'll tell them to use the pump house to try to put out the fire. You know, with buckets. I mean, it's better than nothing. I
Alright.
can't think of anything better to do. And
Alright.
you know, Kuchi will just stand next to me and I'll direct them.
Okay. So they start to line up and form like a bucket brigade to one of the pump houses. And yeah, it's the next person's turn.
So let me ask a question. Because I have some player knowledge that I don't know if my character would know or not. Would, with my history of being a Charhide Goblin and fire and all that, would I know that some fires can be put out with explosions? Like essentially, what I want to do if
what's your int score?
12.
Do you have any skills that are pertinent to that specifically?
Nature. Lore, alcohol. I could try to intimidate the fire. Arcana. Basically, what I'm trying to do is come up with the idea that, what's the name here? Gork at the beginning used his.
I mean, I was going to do that my next turn, anyways.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he
Blasted out like a wellfire.
I don't think you need to come up with that as a character, to be honest with you, and I don't think you would.
Okay.
Because it's not an option available to you, and you're trying to think of what can I do.
Well, yeah.
You're not a mastermind at a 12 int. You're smart, but you're not like a
Yeah.
tactician general sitting here looking at the situation like,
Yeah, I was thinking it might have occurred to me because I saw him use it earlier in the fight, but
maybe. You know what? Give me an intelligence roll.
sure, just straight up intelligence.
Yeah, roll the modifier. You do not think about that.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna help another civilian get out.
Okay, 4.
And
All
that'll
right.
be my turn.
Fantastic. Is that the fire's turn then?
Yep.
Well, the fire will spread. There are 3 now, so you're gonna get 2. Because it's like half or whatever, man. And I'm gonna round up this time. Because I rounded down every other time.
You should keep it consistent. Yeah.
Fine, I'll round down and give you 1 again.
Could just roll a d20 and go high or low.
Yeah. I could just literally roll a d20 and put that number fire down. Because I can do whatever I want.
Sort of.
Toward.
Roll a d2 and see high or low. Even rods. Round up or round down.
Fire. More fire.
All hail the fire guy.
Entirely too much fire.
It is Gork's turn.
Well, I'm gonna do what was just suggested and try and throw my Thunderstone.
Remind you that most of you have hero points.
Hey, I'm conducting a well-orchestrated fire patrol.
I know I gave you a hero point for that.
I don't need
You
one.
you had 0 for some reason.
I didn't put mine in.
Oh, hey, I've got 2 of them.
Well, then you should have 2. Everyone did something heroic, so I gave everyone a hero point so far.
Not.
Sure, I did something heroic. I was letting civilization burn to the ground because 4 walls just constrict creativity or whatever.
But you didn't do that. You organized the bucket brigade. That was the moment I gave it to you.
No, I get that. But you're saying like
Okay. Yeah.
In character logic. Oh, that's what you get for living inside of wood houses.
Right.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna try
That's
and
what you
use
get for cutting those trees down and building houses out of karma.
the thunderstone as a type of explosion to put out the fire. Deny it at bear really quick, I guess. What? Oh,
Like the
You
wildfire thing I was talking about.
roll a lot of criticals
because I
for
can't
quite
untarget
a few
anymore.
numbers. That was just a really good roll in general. I mean, look at that. Look at all those hits and those crits.
Yeah.
Imagine if it mattered in any way.
Look at 13.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it.
Yeah.
Looks
It's
like
not.
the
Oh,
DC
it's
is
not
bad.
dodging you. Like it's defenseless, Mitchell. It's fire.
Well,
That's what you said about your sister.
This is basically an exercise of do you roll below like a 3?
10.
Because you're stupid. So what do? You blow the thing out?
I
Does it deal
do.
damage? Is it?
Yeah, it does 1d4 damage to it. It
Like a balloon with too much air and something bad happens.
makes all. Oh my god. Can I untarget? What am I targeting? 3? Okay. They all have to do these. That one apparently. Well,
You have deafened the fire.
17's not. No, sorry. Environmental 7's not deafened.
I can hear you talking about it.
But they all take 1 damage. So I threw my Oh, sorry, I'm not done. So I threw my thunderstone at that center fire to try and create an explosion to snuff out the fire. After that, I'll spend the last 2 actions to try and direct someone out.
And
And
so
then
are we up to 5 out of 10 out, or maybe more?
I've done at least 3.
I've done 2.
So 6, I guess, because I did 1. I think only 1.
Yeah. So we're at 6.
10, 15, 20, 25.
I'm getting thunderstone did nothing.
I'll
Huh?
move here.
My
Oh, the
explosion.
Thunderstone does nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
The fire does not care about sound waves. At least not that level of sound waves. You would need an extreme level of sound wave.
Well, I'm gonna move here, and I'm going to use my other 2 actions to direct someone, or direct people out the door, which I think would be 7 out of 10.
3 left. So yes, we're just
Okay,
doing
so
it.
I'm going to ask you a bizarre way to ask this. Can I use my knowledge of nature to help direct these people in how to put out the fire? You can figure out if there's a DC or not for that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Fail.
that's okay.
Wait. Actually, what was the result of that? I just saw the roll.
A 9?
You actually don't fail.
Okay.
So you tell them that they should well, okay. So let me be clear. They are bringing the buckets to the door.
Oh, you fucking
You
idiot.
have to. They're not gonna bucket brigade all the way in through the whole building.
I'll inspire them to go inside and put out the fire. Huzzah!
I mean, they're willing to go like a little bit inside, but
I'll
they're not
help
gonna get
them.
close.
You know.
I mean, if you're up there helping them at the front, they'll go with you.
Yeah, I'll
Like,
do
as
that.
long as you're up there with them, they'll feel safe about it.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
what.
not gonna run in on their own.
Yeah.
All right. You've convinced them with your 18. So on
I'm
your
not gonna
turn,
Wibble
you've
wobble back and forth.
received a bucket of water.
Okay, I'll run in there and toss it on some fire or whatever. It makes sense.
All right. So move.
Where to?
Well, the fire's up there.
Okay, 1, 2. I'll keep the dog outside.
Yeah.
So that's how far I can move. After 2 skill checks. Oh, shit.
And then I want you to make a little circle of where you're gonna throw the water. It can be literally anywhere on the map. It doesn't need to be.
All right, I'm
I'll
not.
turn off the grid snap if you want.
No, I'm not at the fire yet, so I'm not gonna throw it yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look how far I have to. I'd have to be like,
Yeah, you do have to go pretty damn far, don't you?
yeah, I was
Yeah.
outside, and I spent 2 turns or 2 actions. You know,
Yeah.
for moving.
I mean, you could have used the hero point on the.
Now I'm good. I'll
Nature.
keep my superior points for not dying.
Yeah, for sure.
I passed the nature check.
So the thing with the hero points though is you have to use all of them, no matter how many you have, to not
I know.
die. So
I
if you
think-
have,
I can use
Yeah.
1 right when combat starts.
okay, well, whatever. Yeah, I'm just going to direct another person out and then end my turn.
You can absolutely use a hero point to reroll initiative. Just to be clear. It
So
doesn't reroll
I-
anything, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm slightly misunderstanding, but
DM's rules. Yeah, so I'm guiding another person out and then ending my turn.
okay. I definitely gave out way more hero points than you're supposed to, but like, who cares? Like, again, like it's not like this is supposed to be challenging.
Yeah, you lose them all at the end of the session anyway.
Yeah,
Except
like
for
the hard
the
part
one you
isn't
start with.
rolls to this, you know. All right. Oh yeah, fire. The fire.
Oh yeah, the fire.
I have to find it.
It's up in the top corner of the map.
Thanks, fam. Really very helpful right now. I
Anytime, brah.
appreciate your sarcasm.
You got it, brah.
While I'm struggling with this terrible software. Oh my god. Okay. Like, just let me use 2 monitors.
You can. It's just a pain in the ass to do so.
I know.
But you can.
I know. But I don't want to have to deal with things that are a pain in the ass.
Then, like, don't complain about it.
So supposedly you can window it and stretch it across 2 monitors.
That is basically what he was talking about, as far as I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's not really ideal in any way.
Fantasy grounds, not ideal.
I mean, the dream would be to do that with 3 monitors, to be fair. Like, I just need my other monitor, but that's not till the end. That's like Christmas. It's not Christmas.
Can I think of a better way of, like, how we might have dealt with fires in buildings than what I'm currently doing?
What?
Like, can I, like, try to, I guess, recall knowledge on how
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You
Goblins
you
would
wanna,
try.
like, spend an action, like, thinking about... So give me an engineering roll.
Okay.
All right, so you think that, like, knowing what you know about having examined the fountain and the pump houses and everything, you think the best solution available would definitely be to try and get, like, a line of people to just, like, carry buckets, like, hand buckets off, and just start tossing buckets of water all at once? You think that you could probably clear out about, like, 2 to 4 squares, just depending on how good your aim is, per bucket. So it'd be pretty efficient. Based on your engineering expertise, you think that's just the best method available to you in this predicament?
You mean that thing I asked for?
Yeah, that thing that you literally did. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna use one other action to. I don't know. Is shouting an action?
Yes.
Okay. Then I use an action to shout, "Bring me buckets of water so I can throw it out." Or not. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you have one action.
I mean, there's no point in me really moving.
Okay, great.
Can I get a bucket from here of water? From the line?
You can head down and see if there's one available.
How far out do they need to go? Is basically
You
the
have
thing
to
with
go
that.
out of the. You have to go out of the. Oh no! Right, I said they would come with. Well, that was the person with the bucket is following with you, so you're not. You don't have to carry the bucket, right?
Well, that's
I'm talking to Tyler. But that the next bucket, right? You haven't seen someone come in, so if you'd like, you can check outside and see if someone's made it to the outside with a bucket, with a second one. But you know, you gotta expect they're like, it's taking a second.
I am outside.
All right, so roll percentiles and call high or low.
Low.
That was not percentiles, but it was low, so I'll give it to you. Barely low,
How do you
but
roll
I was
percentiles
giving you
then?
50-50.
right click on a D10, and it'll be the percent icon.
Yeah, do that. That's not
I
low.
Yeah, that was
That-
me.
That's
Not
also
low.
still not low. All right, so there is not a bucket there yet, but you can see that there's someone coming up soon with one. You can see someone approaching, like handing it off to someone who's about to run up and hand it off to someone else. And you feel like if you stand there for like 5 seconds, that the bucket will get to you and you can turn around with it.
Or perhaps 6 seconds?
Well, you feel like it's already been a second because you ran down here. So
Yeah, I'll wait at
it's
the door
probably
for the next.
honestly more like 4 seconds.
I'll wait at the door for the
but-
next bucket.
I will continue doing my fire chief duties.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll double stride probably to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Between 2 spots. Yeah. Bad you. 6. Okay. Move here. I'm gonna give myself the good heave ho with water and see if I can launch it a good.
Can you give me how far is that?
That's what I was about to figure out. Oh shit! I picked the wrong pointer.
They're targetable if that's easier.
35 feet. That's not that bad. I can give you an athletics check if you want.
I do want an athletics check. Okay. I mean, it's successful. So you hit right there with the bucket.
Uh-huh.
All right. So the bucket, you notice that with the angle you threw the bucket at and everything, that you get a spread that looks kind of like, wait. Kind of like this. And you put these 3 out.
Well, that works.
Yeah, but this was supposed to be a lot harder. Like, he shouldn't have put out those, like, 5. like
Yeah.
It's all for the story anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you weren't expecting me to be trained in athletics.
Who would have ever suspected?
So, how many more people are there to rescue?
3, I think.
Well, I got another one last turn, so I think that takes us down to 2.
Yep.
Okay, well, either way, I'm doing that again. Then pass my turn. I'll be right back.
Okay, so let me see. Let me get back to the other window. I'm gonna kill myself one day because these windows. I need to add a fire. Gork, you're up, fam.
I'll assist someone out while I wait for water.
So I'm gonna read you the original hazard info for this.
Yeah.
Eliminating the hazard requires dousing the flames. Water typically clears a 5-foot square if the amount is small, such as that from Create Water or hydraulic push. Large amounts of water, such as a full bucket, typically douse a 10 by 10 square. Throwing a bucket of water on flames requires an interact action. A water skin doesn't contain enough water to put out 1 square of fire. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Cold can also put out fire, but only if the cold can affect an area. Cold is usually less effective, so a frost vial only typically puts out 1 square, and a ray of frost does nothing. Fountain Circle, located outside Town Hall, has several working water pumps. These are far enough away that it's impractical for a PC to bring water back and forth. However, a PC might instruct the more steely nerved spectators to create a bucket brigade. It takes 15 spectators, which can include those rescued, to set this up, and 2 rounds for the townspeople to line up and begin pumping water from the Fountain Circle. As of the 3rd round, there's a bucket of water available for the PCs to use at the chamber's southern entrance at the beginning of each PC's turn. Members of a bucket brigade are lined up outside the chamber and don't take damage from smoke inhalation. Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't been giving you smoke inhalation damage either.
I think I'd be fine.
Yeah, I'm not
Honestly.
worried about it, honestly.
Well, just
There
due to
really
the
was
nature
never
of my
that much
goblin.
fire anyway. Like, it didn't spread that hard because I fucked up. Anyway. It is your turn, Gork.
Like I said, I was going to wait for. Oh, they only come to there, so.
You can just hold action. But you have to pass your turn.
Yeah, I guess I'll hold action. Like,
Okay. I want to do hold action the way that I like to do hold action, by the way, which is just, when are you taking your action? When are you taking your turn this round? It has to be after you, obviously, but you can just take it whenever.
if Cleric can bring me a bucket of water, then I'll do it after that.
Okay, so you're going to take your turn if someone brings you a bucket of water, otherwise you're just going to stay put and wait.
Until after Yig's turn. If Yig doesn't do anything, I'll try and direct someone out.
Okay.
Like if I don't get a bucket of water before or by
The end.
time,
So basically, you want your turn by Yig if you don't get a bucket. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, understood.
well, or after Yig, it doesn't really matter on that part, but yeah.
Yep. So it's Claire's turn.
I mean, I can't
Claire.
reach you with my turn anyways.
But
Claire,
I can
you
even-
have a bucket. It costs you no actions, so you have your full actions, but you have a bucket in your possession. The other character used their action to hand it to you.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65,
So like,
75. I'm there.
oh, there you go. Good. So now, Myra, you see Claire come hustling up at a brisk walk with a bucket of water, very carefully balanced so as not to spill with all the motion.
I take that bucket of water and I throw it on some fire because apparently I'm a pro at throwing water on fire.
I'm going to need an athletics check for that because you're more than 30 feet away.
No, I just stride, right?
Yeah,
Take it. And then throw it from here.
that's fair. If you'd like to do that, I'll let you.
That's how I don't think.
That's part of why I made the specific statement.
Well, that's not far at all.
No, that's not far.
If I roll really good on athletics, do I get more of them?
No,
Oh, never mind.
it is a 10-foot square. So, unfortunately, cannot put all of them out. It's not possible.
There you
Which
go.
was completely intentional. That's not all of them.
I know. That's what I'm gonna check it at, though.
Okay. Then well, give me your roll. Let me see. Dice. You succeed. And they all go out. The reason last time, by the way, you got a cone instead of a box is because you were too far away.
I figured.
All right, we already got everybody out, right?
I think we need one more.
Yes, there is one more person to rescue. He is correct.
Okay, I'll get them out.
He's
Okay,
just running around in
Then-
circles. Ah!
congratulations.
Then with my last action, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, I'll head down here to grab another bucket of water.
Okay,
Well, I can do. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to assume in case the
Cameron
fire
can
spreads.
get a bucket of water.
No, my thing. What I was gonna say is we don't need to wait on them to spread since I haven't had my turn yet, really.
No, it is your turn.
So, like, there
Actually-
being only a small fire left, I kind of want to change what I was gonna do.
Throw the vial at it.
Yeah,
Yes,
just use another quick alchemy and make a vial.
yes. That is the correct move. Good job. You crit it again. Shockingly. Its AC is very low, Mitchell. Poor fire.
Yes,
Or fire.
it's not allowed to spread.
Its stealth is -10.
But I mean, it's fire, but still.
Its initiative order is -7.
Yeah.
What is his dex? I'm
Dude.
curious.
All right.
What's his
the fire
intelligence?
Goes out. You've successfully put out the fire.
Ta 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 ta.
Indeed. We shall now take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, we will see what happens with the rest of the town council.
Virginia legalizes it. It sounds like North Carolina's going to legalize it.
Yeah.
Come on, Virginia.
All right. Now,
I don't even want to do it. I just don't want to not deal with it, if that makes any sense.
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So, having put out the fire,
Are we live?
all of you kind of
Yep.
gather out in the main courtyard outside, and you see Greta Gardania looking around, kind of hugging some of the townspeople, Some people clapping her on the back, thanking her for helping them escape. 'Cause, they help the other half of the room. She turns around and looks upon the crowd and says, "What manner of madness just happened? And this can be no accident. Did anyone see anything?" And then one of the guards who was stationed outside before the fire started raises his hand and then his voice. He says, "I, the clerk, saw everything. It was Calmont, that cad of a bookseller's apprentice. He lit the fires in the halls next to the chamber. He also set that fire monster loose on the crowd." The second guard shouts in assent. This is how it reads. "Indeed, and the witnesses outside the building saw him run toward Hell Knight Hill." A surprised and worried wave ripples through the crowd when they hear these words, including you hearing Warble's distinctive voice. "The Citadel! My Bumblebrashers!" Greta raises her hand authoritatively, and the crowd begins to calm down. "Friends, we'll get to the bottom of this, but we can't do it alone. Who are the heroes in attendance today? Heroes, are you willing to investigate Hell Knight Hill?"
I point to my dog.
Sounds like fun.
Will I get paid?
Was that an in-character burp?
Yes.
So you're allowed to make your introductions now to the council. Or do anything else you want. You're standing there. She just put you on the spot.
Don't thank me. Thank the Lord Regathiel.
Well, if you're not going to thank her, you can thank me. But yeah, I'll help out.
I mean, might as well. We will get paid though, right?
Oh, of course.
Sure. My name's Gork. Glad to do business.
As a bizarre way to obfuscate my character's actual actions, I will say, I do believe that the things that I did speak louder than any words that I can say.
Fair.
Well, y'all know me from the bar.
She makes it clear that it's worth 10 gold pieces for the job of contacting the Bumblebrashers, and they'll pay an additional 10 gold pieces for tracking down Calmont. She says, when it comes to Calmont, make sure that you bring him back alive. We want to make sure that he faces justice properly. They also kind of just want to know why he did it, So, does everyone accept these terms?
Do we have to
Yeah,
do
right.
it right now?
We'll make sure he suffers eternal damnation.
After he gets back.
Bring him back here first, and then we'll see about the damnation from there. So she also, is extremely grateful. Just so thankful to you for helping put out the fire and everything, and she rewards you with 50 silver pieces each, as well as two minor healing potions and a lesser antidote and a lesser anti-plague. So I don't know how to get those items. They're not listed here as loot. Like, there's no parcel.
They might just be in the items section.
Where would I find parcels?
No, items in general. Just type in, you have a list of what the items are. Just type them in the item thing and put them in the party sheet.
But she looks a lot different.
Yeah.
Add PCs to main tab. Click here to drop PCs here to add party. Can I drop my own? No, you have to add us to the party.
Oh, that's the wrong button. Ooh.
Sorry, I'm still trying to find it. So I need to give you what? 2. I can put that in the party sheet. Right?
Can you also put us in the party sheet too?
I don't know how.
You should be able to just drag our portraits in there, I think. But they have to be on
Yeah,
the main
you
page.
should just take the character from the top area and just drag him over to the main. The animal is not a character. It'll affect the experience we get. So he would be removed from the party sheet.
Okay. So let me try and figure out where to get this item. So I need to give you 2 minor healing potions. So let me go to M. Healing potion minor. Then I need to give you a lesser anti-plague and an antidote. See, I don't see antidote.
It's not called it is
It says lesser antidote.
antidote lesser in the
Yeah,
item.
Can you type in a search bar?
I mean,
I have it
when-
set to consumables.
I mean,
I'm gonna go to just normal. Hang on.
from items, I chose alchemical, and that's how I see
Yeah, I
it.
found it.
Okay.
Antidote lesser. And then I want anti-plague. Lesser. There you go. And you all got 50 silver pieces. So just add that to your thing, because I don't know how to do that yet. And I'm not worried about it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you to do it later. Just remind me.
How do I... Let me just...
I don't know. Is it 50?
Yeah, 50 silver pieces. I'm just deleting all of these fires.
Funny, you're sending this in my head than probably should have been.
Okay. Now that the fire is gone. We didn't start the fire.
It was always
Almond
burning.
started the fire. To be specific. So, you guys have taken the thing. Greta looks at you and is like, "All right, excellent. If it's not too much trouble, you should probably just get started. We can offer you some basic provisions, like some rations and such. But if you need to gather up anything else for your journey out to Hell Knight Hill, just let us know, and I'll see if I can help you procure that. And then now you can kind of make your preparations to leave for Hell Knight Hill.
I mean, I've kind of already got all my stuff. So
I'm a druid. I'm good.
The only thing I need is a blessing from the Lord.
You know, That's
what kind of preparations are we talking?
what kind of preparations are you talking?
More alchemical supplies.
Well, what do you want? What do you have in mind? What are you looking for to get prepared for this journey?
Let's see. Can I Do you have any smoke sticks? Like lesser smoke sticks? for? Lesser frost vials?
There's some kids hanging out around behind the bar that sell some stuff. But I don't think this kind of smoke 61.
We might have someone that might have some smoke sticks for sale. Let me see. And she wanders off for a moment. Pick a number between 1 and 6.
4.
Roll it. She wanders back. No, I didn't find any. I didn't. You know what? I don't like Destiny dice. Fuck that. Roll percentiles for me and call high or low. That's how I like to do.
To be
things.
honest, this is a kind of common item.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want you to roll percentiles, because I can make it a much more common chance than doing the Destiny shit or whatever. Fate die. High. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it. It was you had to score above 20.
Hmm.
All right. So they have like 5 laying around. They're willing to give you a discount. Just because you already put out the fire. You can earn an adventurer's discount here. It's mentioned in the Gazetteer, if you noticed.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in there.
It's like 10%.
Let me find the specifics. I don't want to tell you, you can have this discount and make it like way better than what you actually get as a reward.
Yeah.
I was just gonna offer like a very small one. Let me check.
I think it was like 5 to 10%, something like that.
It's 5%. So I mean, no. We'll say they'll knock off like 5 silver if you buy. Well, it depends. How many do you want to buy? Let's barter.
If they're only knocking off that much,
No,
I'm only gonna.
just don't
There-
worry about that.
It's worth 3 gold.
Yeah.
I
How many-
only have like 8 gold. So
Okay.
like,
Would you?
I'm not
wanna
about
buy
to
two?
spend half of my money, more than half my money on some lesser
So
smoke
you just
stick.
like one, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's what I'm getting at then. So then, yeah, they'd give you like 5 silver off, or something.
Okay. So
Just because you just
295.
Yes.
Wouldn't 5% of 3 gold be 15 silver?
But it's not 5% of this because we haven't earned that one.
Oh wait, no, 15 silver. That would be 15 silver would be half of 3 gold. Never mind. I think it was 100 silver to a gold.
Yeah. That was. So,
15 coppers.
it's just a very small discount. I mean, it's still better than nothing.
Yeah.
So, it's just you don't have very much money. Right? That's not really my fault. You're level 1.
But
Um.
I'm just gonna put that in my bill.
All right. Is everyone else ready to depart?
Unless anybody wants to stop and get a beer on the way.
Nah.
All right, off we go.
There's,
Into the wild blue yonder.
where is it? Oh, here it is.
Into the great wide open.
Over yonder.
Here we go.
So, Citadel Altarian, formerly a Hell Knight fortress, as I said before, stands just over a mile northeast of Breach Hill. So it's really close.
Yeah.
At the end of a rocky but well demarcated path that leads up the gradually sloping sides of Hell Knight Hill, the path to Citadel Altarian is known to be fairly safe to the PCs. Or fairly safe. So the PCs do. Oh yeah, you have exploration activities, right? You can explore between there and the other stuff. So like I mean, there's
How far away is it?
a mile. There's
About a
not
mile,
very-
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same.
It literally notes that hustle is probably the right activity, and that if you choose to do other things, you get basically nothing.
As I say, yeah, like if she knew it was that, 20-minute stroll or whatever.
Right. I'm not going to
Yeah.
bother looking up exploration activities and learning how that works for the next 5 to 10 minutes for a mile.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, let's just go.
as you approach the Citadel Artarian, you don't need a perception roll or anything. You see it. It looms over the whole town. Rising from the hilltop above, you see a looming structure of crumbling stone and still imposing battlements, though verdant nature is reclaiming the site. Plumes of red smoke, which Ambassador Warball believes to be distress signals from the Bumblebrasher goblins, rise from the roof of the keep's central tower. This place can only be Citadel Altarian, the infamous former home of the Order of the Nail Hell Knights, now fallen into ruin. The gate-like doors in the center of the keep hang ajar, not surprising since no one's maintained this facility in years.
The hell was that?
Well, I guess we should.
At this point, I would point out that it's about 6 o'clock at night.
Sounds like it's time to make a campsite and eat some chicken. Or in this case, possum.
Mm,
Well, the
Possum.
possum was back at the bar. That was the bar's food, not mine.
I
well,
mean, they had to have gotten it from somewhere.
someone. Does anyone
Yeah, from
know
the
how to go
dumpster
find
out
more
back.
possum?
Everyone's down for camping?
I mean,
It's
if
like
it's only a
yeah.
mile.
I will
Then-
attempt to make squirrel brain stew.
How far are we from it right now?
I failed.
From where?
Okay, capital.
I would say probably about half a mile away. I don't know if it should say 1 mile. I feel like it should be like 10 miles.
Yeah, because I was going to say, if I'm living in town and it's only a mile walk, and why am I camping outside of town when I could just be like,
Yeah, and on the
yeah,
map,
I'll meet you here in
it's
20
not
minutes.
either. So let's go with let's
Let's
say
look at them. Is there a map that even gives us a good idea?
no, not really.
Okay, I was just curious. Sort of writing doesn't match up with geography.
Well, yeah, let's. Is there a forest nearby that we can kind of camp out in, so we're not like?
Give me a survival check from whoever wants to try to make a camp.
Okay.
Sure. I will suck at this.
All right. So Mara finds a really good spot, like just off the path, probably about 200 yards off the path, right up on a hill, so that you can't really see anyone from below. You can't really see what's going on up on the top of the hillock, the little hill you find, but from up there you can see everything around you. So it's a really great spot with you're 23, and yeah. So you guys start to set up your camp. Do you guys want to do anything in camp, or do you just want to pass the night?
Set up a watch order, probably.
Yeah, definitely set up a watch order for me. That was the next thing I was going to ask for. But if you want to do any other camp activities, like if you want to cook dinner
I mean,
or
go.
just eat rations for your pack, it's
Yeah,
up to
do
you.
you want to hunt for food, or do you just want to eat our rations?
Right, exactly. This is up to you.
If y'all can catch some food, I'll cook it.
I'm not really like great at catching food. Not my fault.
I'm not all that great at cooking.
You know, honestly, I'm probably better at cooking than you.
Oh, yeah.
Mayra is
But-
probably better at both of those things than both of you.
I doubt the cooking part because I'm pretty sure that'd be crafting.
It is
In
not.
this instance, I would use a survival check, actually.
It is
Over
a
a campfire.
cooking is a I forget what this actually falls under. It is not a crafting check, nor is it like
Is it a lore?
I think it's a lore check. Bizarrely enough, I was just gonna say it's like I can't remember what I was looking it up.
Well, then
I think
if the war check, then I still will be better.
As I say, but you can still use survival for it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's good.
I would absolutely argue that in the
For,
context of
for
survival,
a gourmand meal, it's a lore check. Like,
yeah,
good food.
yeah.
Could I convince you that having worked in a pub and all that, being around cooks, I could use my lore alcohol skill and use that as a general lore pub?
The concept of lore alcohol isn't a thing, but you could try to be like, listen, I mix drinks all the time. I do all this kind of stuff. Mixing a stew can't possibly, just to help you out there. That's the line you could take,
Yeah. Well, I
What's
mean,
the
my
difference?
survival is a -1, so
No, I know. I'm saying in character, you wouldn't be like, I have skill lore.
right. But I
You'd be
wasn't
like,
talking
hey, I
in
mix all
character.
these drinks, right? So
Right, but I
I'd be
wasn't
good at
talking
making-
in character. I was talking to you as the DM to
Yes,
determine
and I'm
what the
telling
best
you
way to do.
how you would do that in character.
Okay.
Like you would probably approach it from that angle unless you have a better one. Like which I'm giving you fully, do it
Sure.
however you want. I'm just trying to give you an example.
I mean, if y'all want help cooking, I mean, I do work in the pub. I don't really cook that often, but it can't be that hard. I mix drinks all the time.
I'm gonna look at the reference manual to see what I need to roll real fast. If I need to roll.
Go for it.
Or I could just use the help
Unfortunately,
action to help
there are
somebody out.
no page numbers for
Yeah.
the fucking reference manual, which is kind of frustrating.
What
Yep.
kind of camp do you set up? In general, like, do you set up tents? Does anyone have a tent, or are you just setting your bedrolls around a campfire?
Think
I am literally a druid.
I
Okay. Thank you.
I'll
I'm
just
just
put
gonna
my
live-
bedroll around a fire if there's no tent. I don't have one.
I don't have a tent either, so around the fire.
Elves don't have to sleep.
It's
Yeah, I
the-
have a bedroll.
I
Oh,
don't
they
have
do?
to sleep.
yeah.
but-
This is in 5th edition.
Who,
Oh, yeah,
who
okay.
here's an elf?
I'm half elf.
He's half elf.
I look at you this
Oh
like
yeah,
this
Nubis
thing.
isn't here. Oh yeah, the town councilor. Let me point something out that I forgot to mention. The town councilor is also locked into the written adventure. The town councilor did mention to you specifically to Tyler's character. Because Tyler had like the most convincing roles when like leading people earlier. And she specifically said to Tyler's character to expect another adventurer to catch up with them. They had word from the elephant capital of whatever the fuck in Keon that a young apprentice wizard was going to be journeying out to try to answer the call for heroes and make a name for themselves.
Elf.
You actually
Um,
said it wrong.
elves.
It's whoever the Fook.
Yeah,
The
they
elven
said they
capital.
weren't really sure why the elf wasn't here because they were pretty sure they should have been there like 3 days ago, but for some reason they seem to be delayed, and I'm sure they'll catch up.
Okay, I'm gonna Google search this instead of trying to find it through the reference manual. Just give me a little bit longer.
Okay.
Because yeah, you can't look it up by page.
I know.
Oh,
Apparently, when I bought these, it gave me access to the actual PDF downloads from Paizo's website, and I need to go and download all of them so that we can actually like have a proper PDF to use to read the stuff
Well,
we're using.
maybe I should.
You don't
check
have
that
one?
yourself. Let's see.
I mean, for like everything.
Is
Wow.
this
Must be like
to-
high quality.
I need to know. It's
Yeah, hang on.
typical- okay, would you say this is a lush forest with calm weather, a typical hillside, a typical mountainside, that sort of thing? Like I need that.
You're in foothills and you're kind of climbing up like up to.
So a typical
hilltop.
hillside.
Yeah, you're on like hillside.
Okay, I automatically pass producing enough food and stuff for
For everyone or for yourself?
everyone.
He said every.
I didn't hear. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's fine. So you produce the foods. Now, who cooks the foods?
I'm reading through the whole thing.
That's not like the world guide and stuff, though.
Okay.
Unless you have those two.
No, I just have that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably find them, but
Yeah.
I guess I can. What skill would you have me use? Survival to try to cook?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I still need to roll a check, and I'll tell you how much food I get. Give me a second. Let's read something. Your rolls right. If I fail, I only produce enough food and stuff for myself. If I succeed, I do it for a certain number of creatures, and if I critically succeed, we have an abundance. Does that make sense?
Yes. What's the DC though?
I will tell you in a second. I'm going to roll real fast. We're doing this, I don't know, bizarrely. That's a high number. Say anything in here? Fuck, what's happening?
So while you're looking that up, I'll roll to cook it. Before I'm just going to say...
All it says is you provide food and shelter, meaning that it doesn't matter about cooking. I mean, you can still roll a cook check to try to spice it up, but I mean, like, it's going to be adequate food.
Well, that's the thing. I've got a -1, so I'm going to say for, roleplay reasons, I'm a goblin. I don't really care what it tastes like. So I never got very good at cooking.
Roll. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
It's perfectly acceptable camping food. I mean, it's like if you were out camping and someone was like sitting by the fire with you and they were like, man, I brought you all of these like wild onions and these roots and all these berries and all this crazy shit and stuff, and you were like, man, I let me just take these rations and wrap it up and put it in the fire and just have this great little packet meal. That's what you did.
All right, let's make some onion berry stew.
Regathiel will provide for all of his loyal followers.
Do you kill animals, Tyler?
Yes, to eat them.
Okay, great. So he also gave you.
Yeah,
he also.
That.
Yeah, so he also brought you some quails type birds.
All right, so I cook them all up.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now that the part of the book that's supposed to go into detail on this does not go into enough detail on this.
Yeah.
You happen to catch any wild s'mores?
I mean, if I'm going to throw a DC at it for a hillside between a citadel where people live and a town where people live, the DC would probably be 5 or 10.
Yeah.
So I probably critically succeeded with a
23.
Yeah. But anyway, you can make some little like meat packets with little like veggies and like a little dessert pouch with berries and shit. It's a very lovely little meal. No one would complain.
In addition to just providing enough food for us to eat, I actually provide like enough food for us to actually be like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, exactly. There's a good variety, and you're able to make like cohesive dishes. Everyone's happy with their meal. You've in fact impressed most people with your just general competency as a random bar goblin at making food out of wild stuff.
Yeah, I being with a new party, I decided to put in some effort, I guess.
You decided to show that you're not a useless goblin. Good job. You've slightly improved.
Hey, you could even make an
my
argument
opinion of
with
you.
the fact that since Mara knows Yig, she probably made sure to grab things that she thought Yig could use.
You could.
Okay.
You could also make the argument that if he rolled poorly, I would have told him to use a hero point.
I was actually planning to do that.
There we go. So we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
All right. So you eat your lovely meal, and then
It's the quality of ingredients. I'm not cooking possum, so
I'd
it
like
ended up
you
being a
to,
little better.
if you didn't already make your watch order, decide your watch order, please.
My watch order is sleeping.
Where do we do our watch order?
The party
Party
sheet.
sheet under order.
Oh, yeah, okay, duh.
Well,
I was so confused by
I'm
the
pretty
new
sure
tab.
all
I'm
of
like,
you,
what? Where
maybe
do I go?
Claire probably even has it. I'm pretty sure all of you have dark vision, but me.
no, I mean you can see when I start. You can see who has dark vision from the skills tab on the party sheet.
Yeah.
Or low light vision. Something. Everyone has.
No, only Gork and I, or only Yig
Yeah.
and I have dark vision.
No,
Claire and
I
Mayra
should-
have nothing.
The party sheet's
no.
actually much
I
nicer
should have dark
in
vision
here,
because I'm a half
for
elf.
the record.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah, it
6 of these.
I
It's
don't
just
know why
you
that
have
didn't
to-
apply.
Well, then
Wait,
Take
can
that
I
in on your
do
page
a
then.
skill
Yeah.
check?
Oh, I have low light vision, not dark vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
well then you should take first watch.
Yeah. I'll take last watch.
I'll take
Wow.
third then, I guess.
That's really cool.
Okay,
That's
I'll take
really
two.
cool.
What?
What'd you do?
I can just roll skill checks.
Yeah, you can do that in the D&D one too. I just don't do that usually.
I guess we can't set our own watch order though.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't let us type in numbers or anything.
That's bizarre.
Well, what do you want it to be?
I can drop it in the marching formation. I'll be number 3.
Yeah, I'm 4.
Okay, wait. So you're 4.
You get 3.
Claire is
No.
1 and I'm 2.
Ta-da. When is Cameras?
With me.
Okay.
Until he gets bigger and stronger.
Until he can take watch on his own.
Be a watchdog. Alright.
I mean, he has decent skills and stuff, but instead of trying to like rely on a non-mature animal companion, pretty sure it's level 4, and his perception improves and stuff like that.
Party attack. The fuck is a party attack? Is it me attacking the whole party? Or is
Yes.
it you attacking? Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't appreciate that.
No,
Uh,
not much.
It's usually for traps.
yeah. So okay. I am going to go ahead and say that you sleep through the night successfully. Good job.
Hooray!
Um,
Can you play there a long rest?
how?
So in the combat tracker, you should be able to right click, I think, somewhere in there. And it should allow you to bring up an option for a rest somewhere in that radio, I guess.
There you go.
Overnight rest.
Now, on an overnight rest, you heal. What did I link? It's it's your like con modifier times your level.
And if
Wait.
it's
Are hit dice even a thing in this game? I don't think they are.
Nope, they're not.
I didn't think so.
So you're running into that weird thing of like, this is what a lot of people have talked about. Is like there's just things between Pathfinder 2 and 5e. It's like I kind of wish this was in both. You know, I think hit dice is actually a good mechanic.
So
I
we
mean,
only
I'm
heal-
actually totally fine with this too. To be fair.
So
Oh,
we
no,
would only heal
really-
a little bit overnight, and like heal nothing on a short rest, unless we use magic or something. Just curious for the future.
There is probably some sort of mechanic for natural healing. It's just
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Okay.
I honestly just don't know the answer to that. We could look it up real quick.
Don't need it right now. We can look it up in between
Yeah.
sessions.
no one took damage, so yeah, it's irrelevant.
Yeah. I was just curious. Because if it's a lot harder to heal in this game, maybe I will take healing after all, so we can do more of that.
Does anyone have architecture, lore, or crafting?
I have both of those.
All right. Anyone that has either of those, give me a roll that's trained in it. And as you sit in the morning, about to worry about what you're gonna do for breakfast.
Might want to use a hero point on that one.
Sure. You know what? Why not?
Gork's using hero point. Good hero point. Good hero point. Solid. All right, so you, as you're sitting there waiting for someone to put breakfast in front of you, so we haven't figured that out yet. You're
Working on
sitting
it.
there staring out at Citadel Altarian, and you notice that keeps in the style of Citadel Altarian are typically built with stairways that lead up to any lookout or battlement areas. This is what you start to realize, like, based on, like, figuring out the architecture. So you figure out that venturing inside of it is the best way to go to find a path toward the goblins, who are presumably camping or trapped inside. You know.
Also, I got an 11 to make breakfast, so it's okay, but it's, not as good reheated.
Mm.
So,
A little chewy.
wait, what was that?
So
Breakfast.
you notice that usually things that are built like this have like a so like that normally, like, when you walk in on the ground floor of like one of these places, right? Like most of these places have like big staircases leading up to like the battlements / up to like the towers. So like if you're gonna try and find them based on where the smoke is coming from, you feel like your best bet would be to go in and find some stairs and head up to where you think the smoke is probably originating from, based on the what you're seeing and like the architecture of the way it's designed.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
that's what you've figured out, like, right internally while you're sitting there eating your breakfast. It's reheating it from last night. Which again, it's better than the average, Denny's.
Well, that's a low bar.
It's not Waffle House.
I'm still shocked that I'm with a -1 rolling as well as I have been to cook dinner.
Hey, look, man. I mean, sometimes it's worth it to just roleplay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well,
I had quality ingredients. That's why it came out well enough.
What would you like to do?
I know how much I can heal a person.
Did
for.
everyone
Check.
prepare their spells and stuff?
Yep. Or whatever I need to prepare.
Don't need to.
Okay.
You
Let's
should probably apply your resist fire, though.
Mine? Did it get taken out?
And you haven't had it on at all this entire time.
It's it's under mine. If you pull up the combat tracker.
I'm looking at the combat tracker right now. It is on Gork.
Yeah, I've got it on mine. It says. Well, hang on. Let's. Do
Oh
this.
no, okay, you do. It's just for
Just
me,
hit-
it wasn't like showing until like I clicked the little man thing, and then decided to pop up.
The little man thing.
Yeah.
It is a little man icon.
Oh, I know. Just the way you phrase that. I have not found rules for natural healing.
So, okay, cool.
Wait, if I mark things or do things on the GM map, do they appear on the regular map?
Certain
That depends.
things.
What map are you looking at?
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out how to properly use the system, because there's a GM map and a regular map.
If it's a map that is not the map you were building on, we don't see shit.
Yep.
So basically, GM map is
New map is there to help you plan stuff.
okay, so it's useless. All right. Anyway,
I mean, no.
I know.
Right. So
Anyway.
let's continue on to the mansion, castle thing.
Hill,
Yeah.
Yeah, that place.
Citadel, Altarian.
Yes.
All right, so
Listen, Hellknight Castle.
you all head off towards Citadel, Altarian. Now, can I get a marching order?
No.
Can you put the rest of it in there?
I put myself on there.
Or did you?
Yeah, you can definitely just.
I'll stick near the middle since I'm squishy.
You're going from left to right, so like the front is the right. Sorry, right to left. The front is right.
That direction?
No, the other way. That's not right. It's left.
That direction.
Yeah, that's the front. Mecca is at the front, eager to spread the word.
She can be up there all she wants. She's an annoying elf thing.
All right. So as you approach Citadel Altarian, you notice that the perimeter of the Citadel has significant overgrowth that's kind of overtaken the perimeter around it. It seems like they were once very well-maintained bushes.
Burned away.
Clean, very clean hedges, but instead they're kind of like, overbuilt now and kind of shitty. As a result, the 10-foot perimeter around the Citadel is actually difficult terrain. Here's the map. You're going to be approaching from... It doesn't say where you're approaching from.
I feel like they don't have rules for natural.
I mean, there's healing and long rests, overnight rests. But
So
that's
Mitchell,
about it, looks right.
you immediately notice that most of the Citadel's outer structure remains sound, but the walls in a few places seem to have crumbled or collapsed away, exposing the interior to the elements in a few spots. They also look like they'd be kind of hard to get through. So you would think they are difficult terrain. But you think you could get through them based on your knowledge of buildings and such.
What direction are we approaching from?
Which direction is town? From Hell Knight Hill. Northeast, south. West.
Hang on. I'm reading. I literally can't listen to you and read this at the same time. All right, so as you approach, you're approaching from where's the map I actually gave you? What map is this? This is the map. Okay. You're approaching from like like that direction. Like you're coming in that way.
We're coming in from the east.
Yes, you're coming in from the east.
Okay.
There we go. Now you notice from a distance. Well, give me a perception check as you start to approach to notice, more details. Mayra.
Yes.
Roll the roll.
Growth thingies.
All right. So it seems to Claire and Yig and Camarus, though Camarus isn't exactly thinking it through. Camarus definitely notices that the front door is open. That main door that the arrow's pointing towards, that it's kind of ajar. And it looks like, probably just because of people coming through here.
Is it a jar or is it a door?
It's a door. But,
And I go in the river and just drown Yig.
Yig and Claire also noticed the other door to the south. But that one's not open. You can tell by looking from up there that it doesn't look like it's open.
We can
And
tell
then you
from
can
the
see up to
pixels.
the north, that kind of like break in the wall, like I said before to Mitchell, you kind of think you might be able to get it in that way too. But it looks like it might be a little difficult to climb, unless you feel pretty confident in your climbing ability.
Well, it seems like they've left us an invitation to just walk in right through the front door.
Right, wherever you guys go, I'll go.
Well, I think we could probably go through so much of the difficult terrain on the sides.
Just to make something easy for me later, the ceilings in this entire place are 20 feet,
Okay.
unless I tell you otherwise. Or
So,
it's
well, once again, treat wounds is not natural healing.
No, it's a skill that you need a healer's kit for.
I know, but I'm saying I'm trying to find natural healing.
Right.
I haven't
I
found
don't
it.
exist. All right, let's How is this wall up in the northeast?
It looks pretty damn steep.
How about that one?
Also pretty damn steep. Like they're holes and collapsed things, but like it's kind of like sheer. Like the collapsed stuff's all up here, and then the bricks have fallen down. So like there's a pile down here at the bottom, and then there's like a pile around the hole at the top.
Is that the same for the
It's
hole
not
at the
like
bottom?
the whole thing's like a slide, like the whole wall didn't collapse. It's just like part of the upper part of the wall collapsed in on another level, right?
I mean, we can
There's
try
a
to climb
hole
up.
up there.
We can try to climb.
I mean, there is always the front door.
There is the front door. That's an option. There's also that door down there. All of it's up to you.
Oh, there is another door. Okay. I mean, if there's something evil in there, it might be waiting for us at the front door.
And then, yeah.
I found it. Jesus Christ.
Don't use the Lord's name in
let's
vain.
go to the one that's down in the bottom, or at least try that one first.
Yeah, all right.
So what is your plan now?
Try the lower door, I think.
Okay. That is 3. All right. So you go up to the doors, and what do? Try to open them?
Well, I'm hanging back. I'm just staying with the group.
I'm just asking in general what you guys are doing if you're approaching those doors.
Yeah, I guess we'll try to listen first, see what if we hear it.
All right. So give me a perception check.
Is that everybody or just Tim?
Anybody, I think.
Seems like we're pretty perceptive. Well, most of us.
Oh, I did a performance check, but 2 is 2. 2 equals 8.
Everyone's listening at the door. All right. So some of you, whoever rolled above, 15, it doesn't really sound like anything in there. You got like a little bit of like minor rustle, like what you could take your ear sounds like it could be a fucking mouse, for all you know, rustling around in there. Over a 20, you can just hear minor, castle-y sounds, generally speaking. So what would you like to do? Try to open the door, or?
Yeah.
All right. The door does not open when you give it a push.
Give it
What's
a pull.
the door made out of?
Maybe try pulling?
Like a thick, hard wood.
That's not gonna help it open.
No, there's a bug flying in front of my monitor.
Open, damn you!
Well, my suggestion would be to blow it open, but I don't really have the materials ready for that.
And you're
I can
not
set
the
them on
big
fire.
bad wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well,
Good.
what
I
are you
mean-
gonna do?
I can also grease the hinges. I don't think that'll help.
Yeah,
I don't think greasing the hinges will help.
that'll just make it quieter when you open the door. Which,
Would be helpful if we could open.
well, it depends. You gonna blow the fucking door up? Because it's not gonna be very quiet.
Well, I mean, I can't really blow it up. I can just set it on fire.
I mean, Mitchell can blow it up.
I mean, not at level 1.
Why don't we just get one of the holes in the wall?
Or the open
They're
door.
pretty high up.
Well, we can probably climb.
Like, I was trying the door first, but my next suggestion was going to be to climb in through those openings. Probably the one on the north side.
Yeah, it seems reasonable. We'll go climb up. I'm down.
No. I mean, yes, you start down, but you're short too.
I mean, I'm up for whatever y'all are.
No, you're down right now. We're talking about going up.
Yeah, eventually we'll go up, but
Well, when you're up, you're up, and when you're down, you're down. When you're only halfway
now
up, you
you're
need to
down.
open down. I'm down for going up, and I'm up for going down.
No, you're not.
you are.
All I know is we need to get a foothold on the situation.
Listen,
Well,
I just want someone to make a decision.
I told you what we're doing.
You're gonna climb through the hole in the north?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me figure out what the fuck room that is.
Do you want athletics checks in the meantime?
Well, I've got rope, so like,
Oh, that's right. I have a climber's pack.
I think rope comes with the adventurer's kit. Yeah,
Yeah,
so everyone should have it.
but I also have a climbing kit. The set includes 50 foot of rope, pulleys, and a dozen pythons, hammer, grappling hook, and one set of crampons. Climbing kits allow you to attach yourself to the wall, but letting you attempt a DC 5 flat check whenever you critically fail to prevent a fall.
All right. So, as you approach the gap in the wall, Mitchell, you're an engineer. Go ahead and give me a crafting check. Okay, so you kind of feel like The exterior walls look really steep, and like the stones are very loose. So climbing the walls looks pretty dangerous. That's just your estimation. Again, based on your knowledge of like architecture and masonry, like engineering, it just doesn't look very safe.
Well, how do I feel about this one then?
The same.
Oh.
You feel that way about every single one of the holes.
So, what you're telling us is really there's only one way in.
No, I mean there's many ways in. You can absolutely do that. I'm telling you that your character thinks that it looks kind of dangerous.
Well, so then that tells me that we have one way in.
All of the ways in look dangerous. Like, that's the point I'm getting at here.
I mean, the least dangerous way in is the front door.
Which would probably be guarded.
Well,
If there's
why don't
something in
you
there.
go find out? I don't know. I'm not.
Can someone sneak?
I
Because at this point, it might be a little late.
I'm pretty decent to stealth.
Shit, I think I might be able to. I totally can.
I'm not awful.
We try and snack. I snack.
Oh, there you go.
Tyler, it seems like just unbelievably quiet, like just out of nowhere. Like, you think that this chick must just like glide through the forest and murk the shit out of deer. Like that is now what you think is what happened last night when you got all that extra food. You were just like, well, okay, now this makes sense. She must have just walked up on those quails and strangled them. Like,
You think persistent?
like they literally didn't stand a chance. This wasn't even a fight.
Or Ford perfected? Just emanate sereneness and then snap their necks.
Yeah. It's like when you see someone standing in a stream and grabbing fish.
I haven't seen that.
I think
Man,
that
you
might
gotta
be a
wait.
bear.
Yeah. Okay,
Nah,
yeah.
man, like you
I
might
haven't
but
seen a
neither
bear
one of you
standing in
have
a stream catching fish either, actually.
One of my
Right.
favorite. Can I
So
just
the door.
briefly, before we get to the door, can I briefly interject one of my favorite memes I've seen recently? Was just a picture of a bear in like a pool, like a tank full or like a river full of salmon, like swimming around under the water, like looking at the salmon, and it just said, "Ah, yes, the mighty grizzly bear taking a moment of solidarity with the great salmon." And I was like, It was funny.
Okay.
It would be funnier if I showed it.
Yeah, I guess it was one of those things where we had to be
Yeah.
there.
Where are we supposed to stop so Nubis can catch up?
I mean, it's kind of irrelevant.
Okay.
He can catch up literally at any time. I'll just have him run into a room or have you come through a room and then have him walk in the other door. Like, it's not. I know how to do it. Like, that's not what I'm worried about. If you want to stop because you're tired, that's okay. Like,
I mean, I'm getting there.
Yeah, it was a day for me.
I'm good for a
Like-
while, but whatever y'all want to do.
I mean, up to y'all. I only slept 2 hours. So.
Like, I mean,
this would be a good stopping point.
yeah.
You
I think-
not going in and then him catching up to you at the gates.
That's what I was thinking too, actually. But I don't say anything. I would feel like I was artificially stopping it until anyone said something.
No, I mean, I was willing to just keep going until people wanted to stop. So if you all want to stop,
I'm not opposed to keep going. I am starting to get kind of tired, and like, this does seem like a good pausing point.
it does.
So,
It does. We finished chapter 1 and started the very beginning of chapter 2.
Okay.
This is how many chapters?
A lot?
No.
Or are you talking about the specific, like...
This specific
Got it.
thing. Hang on.
Well, anyway, we're all level 5 now.
Yes.
That is.
But we were only level 5. We skipped levels 2 through 4, so we don't get any of their perks.
Oh man, I'd rather be level 2. But I
don't know how I feel about that. That lost. What happens between two and
it's going to vary so much with each class. Like at level 2, I can gain the second druidic order because that's how they design druids, right? So me not getting level 2 completely makes druid a terrible class, whereas other classes might be like, yeah, you know what, I can skip 2.
No.
I mean, level 2 is where I get my reach spell meta magic, but level 3 is the one that gives me the ability to have signature spells. So that's the one.
You'd be screwed with skipping a level 3.
Yeah.
Level 2 you can live without, but level 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get anything until like level 5 that's missable. Like 2 through 4 is just a bunch of skill feats and skill increases and general feats. So like, I get 2 alchemist feats, 2 skill feats, a general feat, and skill increase.
There are 4 chapters, and you've completed one of them. It's supposed to be a 4-session adventure path session thing, because you're supposed to do it in 6 months, and it's a 6-part adventure path with 4 chapters to a part.
I'll say it'll probably take 5 sessions, maybe 6 sessions.
I think 5 or 6 is reasonable, which means I think we should do
2 at least.
2 of these, yes, and then go on to the next thing. Because the thing is that both Horde of the Dragon Queen's next thing and Mitchell's next thing with Elemental Evil are very long.
Well, you can break up Elemental Evil to Princes of the Apocalypse or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I haven't bought that one yet either, so I would need quite a bit of time.
Well, all right. Before we get into that discussion, we can talk about that once we cut the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. Sorry this wasn't Doom. We literally couldn't change the title because Nubis is not here this week, unfortunately. We will be playing Wednesday afternoon for anyone that can join us. That will be at least me and Nubis. Hopefully I can get at least 1 or 2 other players to join. And we're going to explain where the hell Nubis' character is right now and why it's taking him so long to get here. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the first session of Pathfinder. I will try to get a better grasp on this Fantasy Grounds nonsense. If you would like just a vague idea of I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 17 things open in my one Fantasy Ground screens right now. So I'll figure it out.
It's all good, man. We'll get there.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks. Later.
There.
Ta.